Go.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Uptempo Podcast. Tonight, we're joined by our two co-hosts, Dalton Garrett, pictured up here to my right, and our other co-host, Dalton Lane. He is on audio only tonight. So, hey, it's a great night to be with y'all. I'm your main host, Blake Lane, and we're here to talk a little bit about our brackets and what we have filled out on bracketology and for March Madness and who we think is going to win the national championship. Found out today was my birthday. Turned 31 years old today.
Old ass.
And me and Dalton Lane, of course, we're brothers, and our mother and everybody in the family chipped in and bought us national championship tickets in New Orleans to go to the one shining moment. And I have been, D-Lane has not. And I can tell you, if you've never been to the Final Four or the national championship game, it's absolutely incredible. When the confetti falls and they turn on the one shining moment, it's incredible, man. And it's going to be an experience. And what we're actually thinking about doing, y'all, I've actually sat down and I'm going to try to get a GoPro, and we're going to try to capture everything that me and D-Lane do in New Orleans that day leading up, because outside the Superdome, man, I went 10 years ago, and they have all kind of things set up outside, like gift shops and, of course, all the great food in New Orleans. I mean, it's absolutely excellent. They have, like, little fan fest things where you can shoot and all that stuff, man. So it's a really fun time, and we're excited for that. And then I wanted to come to you guys and tell y'all that a lot of things are popping off in Major League Baseball right now. But we are not going to give you guys an episode until everything pops off, okay? We want everything from top to bottom to Freddie Freeman. We know Chris Bryant just went to the Colorado Rockies. We want to see where Carlos Correa goes. There's been word about the Tigers, the Yankees, and just – we don't know. I mean, there's bombshells waiting to happen. Apparently, the Rangers are trying to make a move for Freddie Freeman. The Rays are trying to make a move. So when all this pops off, we're going to come to you guys, and we're going to break down an episode on here on this YouTube channel, and we're going to give you our thoughts on everything that has happened. And but tonight, like I said, it's March Madness time, all right, bracketology, and we are starting in the West region, all right, Gonzaga, the 1 seed, all right? They are taking on Georgia State, all right? That's a 16 and a 1. And, DG, I'm going to kick it to you first, man. Gonzaga, we all know they're the new blue blood. Everything they've done these past couple of years, they've gotten to the title game, I think, twice, and they've lost both times. What do you think in this first-round matchup? Could Georgia State get another 1 seed? We saw UMBC knock off Virginia a couple years ago. Could Chet and Timmy be in some trouble?
No, it is not even close. Gonzaga's got 2 first-team All-Americans, or 1 first-team All-American, 1 second-team All-American. They're gonna kill the team. So I think Gonzaga big.
D-Lane, what you think?
I'm the same way. I think with Chet and Timmy, I mean, just put them in the paint, let them go to work. Gonzaga's probably going to be 22, 23-point favorites. You might want to take the spread. Yeah, go ahead and just take them covering. Chet and Timmy, they might not play the second half. I think it's going to be so big, but we'll see. So,
all right, I heard that. Well, hey, all right, in the 8-9 matchup in that same region, we got Boise State and we got Penny Hardaway and the Memphis Tigers. All right, they found their rhythm late in the second half of the season. They've been playing really, really good ball. They got a couple key wins on their resume. I know they had a big-time win early on against Alabama. What do you guys see in this 8-9 matchup?
Man, I've got this is one I'm kind of going back and forth on. I don't keep up with basketball a ton. I know Memphis is, got a couple big-time recruits the last couple years. They've kind of gotten their names out there. Obviously, got Penny Hardaway as their coach. But Boise State won their conference regular season. They're like 26-7. So I'm gonna roll with Boise State in this one, man. I think Boise State's gonna get it being out west, I think Boise State has a little bit bigger of a crowd, somewhat of a home court advantage. Maybe Boise State crowd gets behind them, they get rolling, and they take the blue turf onto the basketball court too.
Wow, D-Lane, what you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take Memphis in this one. I think early in the season, Memphis really, they didn't find their identity. I
Yep.
would say Penny, he said, with Amani Bates coming in and some of the young talent, some of the older guys, went from starting to sitting the bench, and they didn't like that, a 17-year-old or 18-year-old Amani Bates was coming in and just going to be, a starter out the gate. So they had some problems in the locker room, and then I think once he got that under control, we saw him, handle Alabama pretty well, and I think he's kind of got it under control up there in Memphis. And I might also pick Memphis. I haven't watched a ton of Boise State, but I think Penny Hardaway, I think he's going to have Memphis ready, and I think Imani Bates is going to be a big key matchup against the Broncos, and I like Memphis to pull off. I guess you'd call it an upset, being against the 8 seed, but I'm going to take a Memphis.
Hey, I put on social media the other day the one team that I think Gonzaga does not want to see in this round of 32 is Memphis. And lo and behold, the bracket comes out and they got Memphis in the 8-9. And I said, oh no. All right. I'm telling you, Gonzaga is praying for Boise State, y'all. They're praying for Boise State because there's matchup problems. All right. I'm telling you, Memphis is athletic. They're as athletic as it gets. They can shoot. Gonzaga don't want to see them. All right. I'm telling you. I like Memphis to beat Boise State, and I like Memphis to get in there with Gonzaga in that round of 32 game. I really, really like that one. Moving down to the next part of the bracket, man, we got UConn and New Mexico State. That dangerous 5-12 matchup right here, all right? We see it every year in March Madness, the 5-12, always a big upset. DG, do you see it happening right here in this one?
No, man, I do not. I think UConn handles business. I think UConn's a lot better than a five. I mean, I think a lot better than a 5 seed.
No doubt.
23-9. I think they're better than 23-9. I mean, they're in what are they in the Big East for basketball? Yeah. So I mean, that's you got Villanova in it. You got Creighton. I mean, they got a pretty tough conference, and they went 13-6. Pretty solid conference record. I know they beat you guys early in the season, like 4 overtimes. Yeah, so I mean, Villanova went 16-4, and they went 13-6 in the same conference. I mean, really similar. I mean, comparable records to the best team in their conference. So I like UConn. I like UConn to not get upset by a 12 seed here.
I like that. D-Lane, your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I mean, I think UConn's going to be too big. I know New Mexico State, they like to shoot the 3 ball, and they're good at shooting the 3 ball. But I just think when it comes down to the nitty gritty, I think I think they're just going to be too big. They're just going to, get the offensive rebounds, not give New Mexico State too many second chances. I think when it just comes down to, I think UConn's just too big. I think they're going to overpower them, kind of wear them down in the second half. I like UConn to move on.
Yeah, and that's how I'm feeling. I think UConn's just a bit too long and athletic and lanky, and they got the guys inside. They got the playmakers, and I just like D-Lane said. I think that they're going to get boards. And hey, look, Auburn had some problems with New Mexico State a couple years ago on that Final Four run. All right, in that first game, Auburn jumped out to like a 13-point lead, and New Mexico State crawled back in it, and they took a last shot to win the game, and they airballed it. So I wouldn't be shocked if New Mexico State pulls off the upset, but I like UConn. All right, I like UConn to move on to that round of 32, and then you got Arkansas and Vermont. And let me tell you something: everybody in this country is on Vermont. All right, and usually when people are all over an upset, it never hits. DG, what you think?
There's an angle hit. Arkansas.
That's a fact.
Man, if I honestly think, dude, if Arkansas was in any other bracket outside of Gonzaga, I think maybe You put Arkansas in any other bracket as a 4 seed, they could have made a nice run to the Final Four. But being in Gonzaga's bracket, having to play them in the Sweet 16 is gonna be tough. But I got Arkansas for sure beating Vermont.
No doubt, no doubt. D-Lane.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, when I hopped on Twitter a couple days ago and people are saying, watch out for Vermont. I mean, I really don't. I don't know if it's people just trying to kind of stir up a conversation or I don't know. I like Arkansas big. I just don't see anybody really guarding or JD Note from Vermont. Yeah, I'm taking the Razorbacks. Easy.
Yeah, and I don't think they're going to have anybody stop Jalen Williams. And of course we all know JD Note. I mean, absolute stud. I think Arkansas blows them out after hearing all this hype all week long. All these people on Twitter, these athletes see it. Eric Musselman come out a little bit earlier and said that he showed them clips. All right, he showed them videos of people taking Vermont. All right, he said the team they're not responding. They're not responding great to it because they're pissed off. All right, and he's like, you're going to see a pissed off Arkansas team come out here. So I like Arkansas big. I'm going to say about 13 to 15, somewhere around in there. I think Arkansas just hammers Vermont, and they move on to that UConn matchup in the round of 32. So bumping down here, what is it, baby? Okay, your cup. Hold on, guys. Here you go. All right, so bumping down here into this 6 versus 11, we got Alabama, and then the play-in game that is about to occur, Rutgers and Notre Dame. Look, I think Alabama's rooting for one of the two in this. I don't think they really want to see Notre Dame, but it's either Alabama versus Rutgers and Notre Dame. DG, do you see Alabama moving on?
Yeah, but I got them playing Rutgers. I think Rutgers is a lot better than 11th seed. I think Notre Dame's like 9-12 or something, 19-12. Like they're not that good. I know I've seen you on Twitter all week talking about how the reason they got in was because they travel well and name on the front jersey means a little bit more. I mean Rutgers isn't a bad team. I know I can't remember who they beat early in the season on the buzzer beater, but they competed for the most part in their conference all year. So I think it's gonna be.
They got hot.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Bama Rutgers. I know Alabama's so streaky. I know they can be so on and off, but like when they're on, Alabama is the top 15 team in the country when they're playing right. There's a reason they were 19-11 at one point in the season and ranked 22nd. Like they're a legit team. Like they've beaten the number one overall seed. They've beaten one of the better 5 seeds. I mean, they've beaten some really good teams, and they didn't just beat them; they blew them out. They beat Baylor. They beat 2 of the number 1 seeds. Like, Alabama's really good when they're on. So I think Alabama shows up with a little bit of cockiness. I think they're ready. I think Nate Oates has them ready to rock and roll to make maybe a deep run in the tournament. So I got Bama beating whoever they end up playing.
I like that. D-Lane, what you got?
Yeah, I'm with DG. I think if I'm Alabama, I think I'm rooting for Notre Dame tonight. I think I'd much rather see Notre Dame than Rutgers. Same way like D said, the Rutgers they went through a gauntlet. I think it was like they played like Purdue, Iowa, and Ohio State back to back, and I think they were 2-1 or maybe 3-0 on that, and I think two of those were road wins. So Rutgers hit a little hot streak. So if I'm Alabama, I think I'm pulling for Notre Dame in this matchup, but either way, like D said, Alabama is streaky. And I actually took Alabama to advance to the round of 32, no matter who they play. So I took Alabama.
Okay. Look, here's my thing with Notre Dame. All right. I mentioned it on the podcast earlier in the week. DG saw me on Twitter. Look, when you put resume to resume side by side, all right, Texas A&M's resume was 10 times better, all right, and I'll say that even though Notre Dame only had 10 losses and Texas A&M had 12. You want to get on the camera? Okay. And Texas A&M had 12, man. Texas A&M played in the best conference in the country, all right? The SEC is the best basketball conference in the country. We all know that. We watched them play the Big 12 and the SEC matchup. SEC won 6-4, and Texas A&M went 9-9 in SEC play. John Calipari come out and said, "Hey, if you go 9-9, if you go 500 in SEC play, you deserve to be in the tournament." Right? Then they got in the SEC tournament, and they knocked off. They knocked off Florida in OT, knocked off Auburn. All right. And then they knocked off Arkansas. All right. They beat Arkansas twice. Okay. Beat Arkansas twice this year. I think the committee basically broke this down to, like I've said all week, the name across the front of the chest. Notre Dame, they're a global brand worldwide. All right. People know who Notre Dame is all across the country. Well, I mean, I'm sure, people know Texas A&M all across the country. But Notre Dame is a bigger brand. They've been dominant longer. In all the sports, man, everybody knows Notre Dame. And who's going to bring more fans? Notre Dame, because they're worldwide. All right. I mean, you can put them in any location across the country, and Notre Dame is going to have a lot of fans there. This is Mobile, Alabama, man. And I know 5, 6, 7, 8 Notre Dame fans. Off the top of my head, I work with 2 of them. All right. So, I mean, there's Notre Dame fans, man, and they're everywhere. And I really believe that's why the committee did it. They looked at the name across the chest, and they also, I think they have a very distaste for Buzz Williams. I don't think that a lot of people like Buzz Williams, and I think that that's why they gave the nod to Notre Dame. I don't think it had anything to do with a resume. And for that, in this play-in game tonight, look, I think Notre Dame is better than Rutgers, but I think Rutgers is hot, man. And I'll tell you what, I think Rutgers knocks off Notre Dame. And then I'm going to shock you right here. I'm going to shock you. And I'm going to tell you Rutgers is going to knock off Alabama in the first round. The 11 over the 6. The 11 over the 6. I got it here. All right. 11 over the 6. I got them playing Texas Tech in the next round, baby. All right. It's awesome with a capital A, like Dickie V says. All right. Rutgers. They're hot. They're shooting the lights out of it. And they've been rolling, man. They haven't been turning the ball over. And that is Alabama's biggest thing to me is turnovers. All right. J.D. Davison turning the ball over. He hands the ball over. He don't turn it over. He hands it over. Alabama stagnant on offense. I feel like the other night when they were playing Vanderbilt, it was just Shackelford 3. That's what they depended on was Shackelford dribbling, ISO basketball, step back 3. And if that didn't fall, then we wasn't getting buckets on offense. And I mean, D-Lane, am I right? I mean, we hosted the game with Rave on. I even put it in the app. I said, they're starting to rely on Shackelford 3s like way too much. And here comes Scottie Pippen Jr. He just got him right back in. And I mean, I was a big believer early in this Alabama team, but man, they just they won a game against Arkansas this year at home, and I think they had 25 turnovers. 25 turnovers, and they somehow won. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But I like not Notre Dame at all. I don't like Notre Dame. I like Rutgers. I think Rutgers is hot, man, and I think they get by Notre Dame tonight, and I think they get by Alabama. I like them. Hold on, I went a little too far. There we go. I got to back it up. Got a little excited. Then we got the 3 versus 14. Old Montana State getting in against Texas Tech. DG, who you like, man?
Texas Tech, man. I got Texas Tech in this one. I think Texas Tech is a lot of people's kind of sleeper pick to make a good little run to the Elite Eight. I've seen a lot of people talking a lot of Texas Tech. I mean, they're a 3 seed. Let's see what their record is. They are 25-9, man, but they went 12-6 in a stacked Big 12.
Play great defense.
Yeah, I mean, they got beat by Gonzaga early. They beat Baylor twice. They beat Kansas. They lost They beat Kansas once, lost to them twice. They beat Tennessee. They beat Texas twice. And they lost to Providence, who's another 4 seed. And they beat Oklahoma twice. And then South Dakota, Montana State got blown out by South Dakota State by 17, who is what are they? Like a 15, 14 seed?
They're 15.
15 seed. So,
Oh, my bad. 13. My bad. 13.
13 seed.
13.
They're low. Who cares?
Yeah.
Oh, Montana State.
No,
No,
South
I'm talking
Carolina.
about San Diego
South
State.
Dakota, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because that's who beat. That's Montana State got blown out by them already, and I'm just kind of just thinking like Texas Tech. I think, like I said, Texas Tech can make a run, so I think Texas Tech handles Montana State. On my bracket on the west side, man, I don't have any major upsets really.
Yeah. And D-Lane, before I kick it to you, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Texas Tech, they play great defense, great team basketball on the offensive side. They really kick it around. They're a complete team, man, and all the hype. You really have to buy into it because, they're so damn good, man, and they play together. It's we, not me, and you can really tell on the defensive end. And so I'm not, like I said, I'm not spending a lot of time on it. I think Texas Tech wins this game easily. D-Lane, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm taking Texas Tech too. Great defensive team, and I just don't think it's not going to be close. So I got Texas Tech going to the round of 32.
Yeah. So they'll play that. Y'all have them playing Alabama. I have them playing Rutgers. But moving down, almost done with the West Side. We got Michigan State as the 7 seed and Davidson as the 10 seed. Guys, I'm gonna kick this one off, and I like Davidson. All right, I like the 10 seed. Love Davidson. I love them in this matchup. I'm taking Davidson. They shoot it well. They have athletes. Great around the outside on the perimeter. They can defend. I really like Davidson. Something tells me Davidson's got it, and I think they're going to be playing in the second round, that round of 32 matchup with Duke and DG. What do you think?
Man, that's my upset on this side of the bracket. I got Davidson beating State. I don't know why. I feel like Davidson's always like that when they see in this tournament like a 12 through 10 seed. Like a lot of people always pick them to upset who they're playing. I wonder if it's a little bit of that Steph Curry vibe to it who's there, but Davidson beat Michigan State.
D-Lane, what you got?
I'm the same way. I got Davidson beating Michigan State. I think Michigan State, they're kind of like Alabama. They're streaky.
Yeah.
And this isn't, to me, it's not a good matchup for Michigan, or not a good. I don't think this is what Michigan State wanted to see as a 10 seed. Which there is a lot of 10 seeds that are really good across the board. So I just don't. I think this is a tough first game for Michigan State, and like you said, Davidson, they like to shoot the 3 ball, and they're good at shooting the 3 ball. And so I definitely like Davidson as the 10 seed to upset Michigan State as the 7 seed.
No doubt. Then to round out the west side of the bracket, we have 2 seed Duke against 15 seed Cal State Fullerton. Guys, like I said, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. Duke, easily Banchero's going to do his thing, and Duke's going to move on. Coach K, fight to live another day or live to fight another day or whatever, man. DG, what you got?
Yeah, Duke big, man. I'd be real honest with you. When I saw Cal State Fullerton, I didn't even know that. I just only reason I even know who they are
Baseball.
Baseball. No.
Yeah.
No doubt. D-Lane, what you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same with D. I didn't even know they had a basketball team. Just strictly baseball. So I'm taking Duke. Like you said, Banchero, I like them big. So I'm going with Duke over Cal State Fullerton. Easy.
All right. Moving on to the East bracket. We got the 1 seed Baylor against the 16 seed Norfolk State. Like I said, not spending a whole lot of time on it. Baylor. DG?
Baylor.
Yeah. Baylor.
D-Lane?
Baylor.
Yeah.
All
right. Moving on to the 8-9 matchup. We got UNC, North Carolina, all right, against the 9 seed Marquette. Who you like in this one, D-Lane?
I'm actually taking North Carolina. I know kind of starting the season, they kind of started out slow. people were like, man, Roy Williams, like him not being there in North Carolina, it's not the same. I mean, they really didn't have a bad season. I mean, I know they got blew out by Duke at home, but then they turned around and spoiled Coach K's last game. So
Last
and
one.
then they blew Duke out. So and then they made the the ACC championship. I know they got blew out by Virginia Tech,
No, they
but
made the ACC
oh yeah,
semifinal.
oh yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. So they made the semifinal.
Mm-hmm.
And I about to say, I know they got blew out by Virginia Tech, but I like
Yeah.
North Carolina over Marquette. I think they've picked it up. I think they're on a roll, which I know they got blew out, but I think they just play together, and I like North Carolina over Marquette.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think they're just kind of, I think they're kind of on a little roll. They've been hot lately. They've been playing really good basketball and really rebounding the ball and getting second chance opportunities and things like that, and been playing really good team basketball. So I'm going to go with North Carolina. DG, what do you think?
Yeah, I got North Carolina as well, man. I was looking at both of these two teams, like notable results of who they played. They both played pretty. I mean, like obviously we know North Carolina's gonna play a pretty solid schedule, but Marquette didn't play a weak schedule either, man. They played Villanova, beat Villanova twice. Played UCLA, played them pretty close, beat Illinois, lost to UConn, lost to Wisconsin, beat Providence once, beat Seton Hall twice, and they lost to Creighton 3 times. And then we got Duke, and then North Carolina. Obviously, we know they beat Duke once. They lost to them once. They lost Kentucky early. It was the first game of the season. They got blown out. They lost to Tennessee big, which I think was also early. Then once they kind of got shaped in, rolled into form. I mean, they only lost to Purdue by 9, beat Virginia Tech 2 out of 3 times, and then beat Michigan by 20. So like Marquette, North Carolina, when they got rolling, once they kind of got their groove going, they're good. I like Brady Manick a lot, man. I think Brady Manick is a very underrated superstar.
Mm-hmm.
It honestly shocked me that he wasn't on one of the first, second, or third team All American teams. Dude's a baller. So I got North Carolina beating Marquette in the first round for sure.
Yeah, I think that'll be a really good game, and I love those 8-9 matchups. Man, they're so tight. Really good stuff to watch. Moving down on this bottom half, man. Look, we watched Indiana play last night, and if you watched that first half of basketball, I'm speechless because it was absolutely terrible. It was pathetic. But Indiana ended up beating Wyoming. They opened it up late. Yes, you can. Indiana opened it up late and got past Wyoming. They move on to take on St. Mary's. All right, the Gonzaga foe. All right, from out there on the West Coast Conference. St. Mary's, really good. They take care of the basketball. Got really good guard play. Guys that can fill it up. They have outside shooters. They got a big man down low. Can't think of his name right now, but he gave Timmy some problems when they beat Gonzaga. And St. Mary's, man, they're a 5 seed, and they got Indiana as a tough 12. D-Lane, what do you think about this game, man? Who you got?
Yeah, I have Indiana upsetting St. Mary's.
Mm.
Yeah, I think St. Mary's. You play in that high school conference out there. I understand you beat Gonzaga at home, but Indiana, obviously they play in the Big Ten. I mean, you got a tough road in the Big Ten. There's a lot of good teams, and I just don't. I'm not a believer in St. Mary's. So
Mm-hmm.
I like Indiana, the 12 seed over the 5 seed.
DG, what you think, man?
Yeah, man, I actually got the same thing. I had St. Mary's making a run if they'd have played Wyoming. Well, not making a run, but win the first week they played Wyoming, or win the first game that they played Wyoming. But man, I watched the Indiana game last night. Like you said, the first half was boring. But one thing I noticed was how tenacious Indiana's defense is. Man, their defense is good, and they get up and down the court. I know a few times they had like fast breaks for a layup, and they have a guy right behind them to follow up dunk. That kind of stuff in these like this tournament, like you do like a play like that, and you get like a 4 to 6 point lead, and all the momentum's on your side. Like you start to roll, man. And I was looking at the thing right here, and it said in the all of the losses for St. Mary's this year, their opponents held them to less than 40% from the field, and then Indiana has the top ranked defense efficiency and led the conference in block rate in the Big Ten. When the Big Ten has a 2 seed, they have a really good 7 seed. Like, they have a really good conference, and then their teams are seeded pretty well.
Yeah, they put 9 teams in the tournament.
That's what I'm saying. So like 9 teams in the tournament, and this your 12 seed who went 20 and 13 overall was what? Let's see what they were in the conference. They were 9 and 11 in your conference, and they're the best. They had the best defensive efficiency in the conference. So I like Indiana to win this one, man, because this if it turns into a defensive game, I think they have the better defense, and they're gonna have just a little bit better athletes to beat St. Mary. Like Dalton said, man, St. Mary's don't play nobody all year. They play Gonzaga and San Francisco. That's the only 2 games they got all year. So give me Indiana. I like the big name conference to win this one.
I'm with both of you. All right. That's my 12-5. I like Indiana. Like DG said, I think they play really, really good defense. And I think they're gonna pull off this upset. I really do. I like Indiana. And we're gonna talk about this next one, but I like them to move into that round of 32 game against UCLA. And I think that is going to be a prime time game right there. That is going to be a fun one to watch in the round of 32. So moving on to that, we got the 4 seed UCLA against the 13 seed Akron. Who do you like, DG?
I like UCLA in this one, man. I think UCLA is the elite team. I think they struggled a little bit on during the season, so they unfortunately fell to the 4 seed. But I think the Pac-12 also ended up being a lot better than people thought. I don't remember Arizona really getting a lot of preseason love. And then they ended up going 28-3, winning the regular season conference championship, tournament conference championship. Obviously, the number 2 overall, number 1 seed, number 2 overall, number 1 seed. So, I think UCLA is good, man. UCLA made a run last year, and they were one of the first 4 in. I mean, they had a little first play-in game, and they did that. They beat Arizona once. They beat Villanova. They beaten Marquette. So I mean, they beaten some good teams. Like, granted, they got blown out by Gonzaga early in the season, but I think they've gotten going. I can't think of the guy's name to save my life. I know they got Johnny Juzang. He's Jaquez, I think's his name, maybe.
Jamie
He's
Jaquez.
a big guy down low. Looks goofy as all get out, but he can ball.
Yeah, Jamie Jaquez.
That's it.
What is his name?
Jamie Jaquez.
Yeah, that guy. I think I think Juzang is already a star, and I think the Jaquez, how you say his name, he's a good complementary piece. So I like UCLA in this one, man. I like UCLA. It's so hard, like we talked about a few minutes ago off air, man. It's like these 4-13 games, like every year it seems like one of them loses, but it's so hard to pick them. So I'm gonna roll UCLA just because I know UCLA is the better team.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I'm feeling, man. Is I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it because I just think UCLA from top to bottom, they're the better team. I like UCLA. I think they are a dangerous, absolutely dangerous 4 seed. If they can get by that Indiana matchup in that round of 32, going to talk about it. I think they're dangerous if they get into the Sweet 16. I know back-to-back Final Fours is tough, but watch out for this 4 seed. I saw Bruce Pearl on Crane and Company did an interview, and he said that this tournament is so deep and up and down that you could go to the 3 seed. You could even go up to the 4 seed line. All right, you could look at the 4 seed line and say, hey, there's a team up there on that 4 seed line that can play for a national championship. And I like this UCLA team. All right, you hear me? D-Lane, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm taking UCLA as well. I mean, like you got Tyler Campbell running the point, Johnny Juzak, the Jamie Jaquez, you got Jalen Clark. I think I about to say UCLA is dangerous. I mean, it's pretty much it's pretty close to the same team as last year. So I mean, like I don't see why they couldn't go back to back Final Fours. So that's the thing. Like, we know they struggled early in the season. We know California and their, COVID laws. They couldn't really get on a roll because you had, I think they had a couple games. I know they had a couple games canceled, and in their very first game back, I want to say they played somebody like Arizona and got beat by 20. So it's like, I mean, how do you expect to, take 15 days off, then your first game be against a national championship contender and expect to do good. So it's like, that's the thing. I mean, they couldn't get the ball rolling. I think if they would have played all year, they could have been a 1 or a 2 seed. And I like UCLA to beat to move on to the round of 32.
Guys, I'll tell you what's next. All right. We got the 6th seed, Texas, against the 11th seed, Virginia Tech. All right. The little VT that could, okay? All right. They had no chance of making the NCAA tournament, and they go out and they wax the ACC's ass in the ACC tournament. All right. They go out and they just absolutely put it to everybody in that tournament. And guess what? I'm going to give you my pick right now. I think horns down, all right, Texas has been going through it as a university. Baseball team's been getting their ass kicked. And I think it rolls over into basketball, baby. I think it does. I think Virginia Tech shoots the light side of it, and they upset Texas, horns down. All right, DG, what you think?
I'm going another way, man. I think horns up. I think Texas Tech or Virginia Tech, a little Cinderella story run ends up coming to an end here. I think Texas is a better team, and I think now Virginia Tech's had 6 days off, and their momentum ended. I think Texas kind of gets on a roll. It has to come off a little bit. I think they got blown out early in the tournament. Has some time to reflect, get their minds right, and like you said earlier, one of the other games, I can't remember who you said, but one of the teams is watching video, watching, hearing all these other people. I think Texas gets a little chip on their shoulder, like, man, hey, we're a lot better than our record shows. I mean, we competed with some of the big dogs all year. They played Kansas well both times. They played Texas Tech well. So yeah, give Texas, man. I see Texas struggle. I love seeing Texas lose and everything, just because for whatever reason their fans think they're the best of the best at every sport. And then especially now with baseball, man. I know this is basketball. We're talking about basketball, but man, they're baseball fans. It might be they're Alabama level football fans. Like they're 13-5 already. Like they've lost to College of Charleston. They've lost to Texas State, which Texas State's a good ball club. They've lost to South Carolina twice. And I had seen a thing previously like, oh, Texas runs the SEC. They're 6-0 in SEC this year. And then you go out and get beat by the 12th best team in the conference. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, let's match up with Arkansas in a 3-game series. Let's match up with LSU in a 3-game series. Florida, Ole Miss. Like, bro, y'all ain't that good. And, again, off the baseball soapbox, yeah, I think Texas wins. I think Texas wins this game. It ain't got nothing to do with baseball. I just think Virginia Tech's little Cinderella story momentum has had too much time to sit back and dwell on it. I think it ends whenever they play, tomorrow or Friday.
Okay. D-Lane, what you got?
I don't think it ends. I like VT. I like Virginia Tech. Texas has obviously let me down in my brackets early the past couple of years. What was it, like it wasn't 3 years ago. What was it, like 2
They've
3
also let me down on parlays.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about those. Yeah, they're on my no bet list. But what was it 2 years ago? I think they lost to Northern Iowa on the half court. But was it 3, 4, something like that? But
yeah, something like that.
yeah, and then a couple years ago they had Jackson Hayes. They were supposed to make a deep run. They've just let me down too much in my bracket. They've ruined it early. I mean, early. So I'm taking Virginia Tech. I like the Cinderella story. I think they got hot at the right time. They got hot at the tournament, and I like them. I like Virginia Tech.
They had to get hot.
Yeah,
they had to get hot because their ass was going to the highs.
Yeah, I mean, they had to. They obviously. I mean, if you watched any of their games in the ACC tournament, they shot the 3-ball extremely well. And the way Texas has just let me down the past couple of years in my bracket, there's no, and the way Virginia Tech's playing right now, I can't go against Virginia Tech. So I'm taking the Cinderella story, and I'm taking Virginia Tech over Texas first round.
Well, hey, look, now we got to go to Purdue as the 3 seed, and they got the Yale Bulldogs. All right, the smart kids. All right. Smart kids from Yale, all right? What do you got in this 3 verse 14, all right? Purdue, we know what they're about, all right? They got Jaden Ivey and And those cats up there, man. DG, who you got?
Purdue big.
Yeah, easy choice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Purdue. We're not gonna spend a whole lot of time on it. D-Lane, what you got?
Yeah, this is basketball. This ain't academics. I'm going Purdue.
Hey, Purdue ain't a bad school academically either.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Purdue. Yeah. The owner of my company at Wesco, where I work, he graduated from Purdue with an engineering degree, and that is how he started Wesco Welding Supply in Mobile, Alabama. So when Auburn and Purdue played each other in the bowl game a couple years ago, he went to Auburn and he graduated from Auburn, and then went up to Purdue and all that, man. And so he would wear like an Auburn shirt with a Purdue hat and everything, just gone past coming up on a year now, and God rest his soul, what a good man he was. But yeah, I like Purdue, and I think they could be dangerous in this tournament, especially as a 3 seed. And then we go to the 7 seed Murray State against the 10 seed San Francisco. And I know DG's been a little weird on San Francisco, all right? He's been a little weird on them this year. But I tell you who I'm weird on, and that's Murray State. And I'm taking them out the gate. Tevin Brown from Fairhope, Alabama, baby. All right. I like him. I like everything about Murray State. I think that they could give Kentucky a run for everything they got in the round of 32 game. And because we know we're all picking Kentucky on this next pick. Absolutely love Murray State. They can shoot it from outside. They got the big man down low. I mean, they rebound the basketball. They do it all, man. And this Tevin Brown kid, look, I hope and pray it's probably not going to happen, but man, if he could transfer to Auburn next year, I mean, I would absolutely love it. But yeah, I like Murray State. D-Lane, who you got?
Yeah, I got Murray State. I mean, I really haven't watched much of San Francisco this year. I did watch them play Gonzaga, and the clip was, all over Twitter. This Chet going coast to coast. I mean, the guy getting back on defense, it looked like he had shoes about 2 sizes too big. I mean, it looked like he should be at the Y. So I like you said, I like Tevin Brown. Crazy that that I guess like his best offer was Murray State just to see how good he is on offense. But hey, I like Murray State.
Hey, guess whose best offer was from Murray State also?
John Morant. I mean,
Morant.
Yeah,
all right.
Hey, that's crazy looking back on. But I got Murray State over. I think they're just too athletic than San Francisco. So I like Murray State.
DG, who you got? I know you've been getting weird on me with San Francisco.
Yeah, man, I know we did that episode where we picked like dark horses or whatever the heck we were doing, or mid-majors run or whatever. And y'all both took Murray State, and I literally just clicked on who was like best dark horse to make a run in the final in the March Madness. The literally number 1 was Murray State, number 2 was San Francisco. And of course, they matched them up round 1. And I was trying to get some of you guys to take San Francisco against Murray over Murray State. Obviously, didn't expect them to have to play round 1. But not pick San Francisco. They played Gonzaga in the conference tournament. They got beat by like 25 points. Well, I guess they actually turned it in. They only lost by 10, but when I was turning it on, they were losing by 20. So I guess they got rolling a little bit towards the end. I'll be real honest with you, man. I just picked San Francisco just kind of saw on Google. I know Murray State's been rolling all season, and they're 30-2. Like, you're 30-2 and you're a 7 seed. Like, obviously, it has a lot to do with the conference you're in, but like, you don't just go 30-2 and be scrubs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're 30-2 for a reason. So
yeah, one of those losses was to Auburn too.
Yeah, you lost to Auburn by 13. You beat Memphis. They beat Chattanooga. Not that really matters, but Chattanooga's in the tournament too. So they beat another tournament team by 11. San Francisco got blown out by Gonzaga 3 times. Lost to St. Mary's twice. Got beat by Loyola Chicago and Sister Jean. Lost to the UAB Blazers. I didn't know they had a basketball team.
UAB.
I know they're in the tournament, but I didn't know they were any good. Give me Murray State, man. I know that's going back on my pick from earlier, but I'm going to roll with Murray State. I also didn't even know they had a guy from Fairhope on the team either. So shows how much I paid.
Yeah, man. Tevin Brown, Fairhope, Alabama. I hope he goes out there and shows out. We're always pulling for local guys. Him being from Fairhope, just hope he goes out and drops 30. And then, man, the next game we got the Kentucky Wildcats as the 2 seed against the 15 seed St. Peter's. D-Lane, who you got?
Kentucky. It's not even close. Take the spread. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Oscar Sheboy might check out of this one with about 8 minutes left in the first half. He might have 30 by then, and man, Kentucky's gonna kill him. DG, who you got?
Yeah, man. I don't even know where St. Peter's is located. I know they're called the Peacocks.
Are they? They're called the Peacocks?
Yeah.
Auburn's been doing a thing where we're peacocking this year, right?
That's
Yeah,
weird.
they're the Peacocks, man. So,
Fucking Peacocks.
yeah, but give me Kentucky. You said Oscar Sheboy's already checked. You said he'll check out in the second half or first quarter, whatever he said. He's already checked out. He's already looking ahead to Sunday's game. He ain't worried about this game. He might not even play. They can play the walk-ons and beat this team.
Wow.
Wow. Love that. Wow. We got Arizona.
By the way, man, I'm watching Florida's future coach play against his new team.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Early prediction.
Who won that Wright State Bryant game?
I did not see.
Wright State blowed them out.
Oh,
Like
wow.
93. Yeah.
That's what I thought. I got it on behind me, but I ain't turned around and looked at it. So Arizona in the South region, they're the 1 seed. They will be taking on the 16 seed Wright State. Like I said, on every other game that's not going to be close, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Arizona and their international team that they bring, they are going to wax ass and take this. DG, who do you like?
Arizona, man. I think Arizona is honestly the best 1 seed in the tournament.
I agree with that. D-Lane, what do you like?
I'm gonna agree with that too. I think Arizona is probably the best team, the best all-around team in the tournament. I'm gonna say. So I like. I'm gonna say I like Arizona.
All right. So in this 8-9 matchup, we got Seton Hall as the 8 seed, got TCU as the 9 seed. Who do we like here? All right, DG, we'll start with you.
I've been going kind of back and forth on this one, man. Seton Hall plays in. I mean, they both play in good, decent conferences, and they work. They both had quality wins, but then obviously, TCU was 5-6 against top 25 teams. I mean, that just shows 11 of their 32 games was against top 25 teams, and then Seton Hall was 3-6 against top 25 teams. So they both played, an equal amount of top 25 teams. Like I said, I've been going kind of back and forth on this one. Here's what I'm looking at, man. Texas got beat by Seton Hall, and then TCU lost to Texas twice. I mean, not that really matters that much, but just looking at that and not knowing a ton about either one of these teams, I'm gonna go with Seton Hall in this game.
Okay, all right, D-Lane, who you got?
Yeah, I'm about to say this is probably the second hardest 8-9 matchup for me. I'm going Seton Hall as well. I'm about to say they like to shoot the ball. They're good at shooting the ball. They play, fairly good defense. I'm about to say they hold their opponents to 66 points a game. And then I think TCU, I think they upset Kansas this year at home. So yeah, I mean they don't have a bad. I mean they're 8-10 in the conference. So, but I mean it's March. Stuff does get weird, but I think Seton Hall. I think with them liking to shoot the ball and shoot the ball really well, I like Seton Hall over TCU.
Okay. Look, I'm I like the 9 seed. I like what they've done with a couple upsets this year, and I think they've been playing really well. And I'm just going to throw a wrench in things and take TCU for the upset and get to the round of 32 against Arizona. And guys, we're moving down to the 5 seed and the 12 seed. We got Houston and UAB. All right, D-Lane, who you got in this one?
This is one of those that I've kind of seen on Twitter, like UAB, they could be a possible, they could be one of those 12 seeds
Yeah.
that, that a 5 seed needs to worry about. To me, I just don't see it. I think Houston's just the better team. I think they're more athletic. Kind of like DG said, I mean, I really didn't even know. I mean, they're the 12th seed. I didn't even know they were any good. Really haven't heard much about them this year, so I got Houston.
They've only lost 7 games, bro.
Yeah, and that's crazy that I haven't heard of them, and they've only lost 7 games. And I mean, they just don't get no media attention. That's what it looks like. So,
They got really good. They got really good guard play.
yeah,
And isn't I don't know. I don't know if this is true. Well, I'm not going to say that I don't know if it's true, but isn't Houston missing 2 guys?
I haven't heard it. I haven't seen anything about it or heard anything about it. So that I don't.
DG, do you know anything about that?
I mean, the little thing on Team Summary on Bracket Challenge, they got none about them missing anybody.
Okay. Man, look, I think Houston's down a guy or two. I can't off the top of my head, man. I can't remember who it is, and I know Houston. I know they play really good defense, and like Dalton said, they hold their opponents to 58 points a game and everything. And I know they're athletic and everything, but look, it's 12 versus 5. I'm going with the UAB Blazers with the 12 upset over the 5. Yes, I like it, and I think UAB is athletic enough to stay with Houston. I think they have the guard play to stay with Houston, and I think this is going to be a damn good game. Maybe one of the best games of the first round. Honestly, they play. When do they play? They play Friday.
Yeah, Friday at 8:20.
Friday at 8:20. I'm telling you, tune in. They play on TNT. I'm telling you, this is going to be one hell of a game. I really think so. So I'm taking the UAB Blazers, man. Alabama, state of Alabama. It's hard to go against them, and I hope UAB pulls it off. And then you look right here at this 4 versus 13 matchup. You got Illinois and Chattanooga. I don't think I really need to spend a whole lot of time on this. I like Illinois from the start. I think they could possibly win this game from wire to wire with Coburn and I mean, I just think they're too good down low, and I don't think Chattanooga is going to match up very well. So, excuse me, I'm taking Illinois. D-Lane, who you like?
Yeah, I like Illinois. This is also it's weird that this is also another game that I've seen a couple of people on Twitter saying, "Watch, Illinois might not want to look past Chattanooga," and it's like, to me, I'm looking past them because you hit a half court, you barely made it. You barely won your conference. I mean, you hit a buzzer beater to win the conference. I think Kofi. I think he's going to be too big in the paint. I don't even, like you said, I think the only chance Chattanooga has to win is maybe the tip. I don't see them winning that. So I like Illinois big.
Yeah. DG, who you got?
Yeah, I'm the same way, man. I think it made one of my random brackets. I picked Chattanooga to win. Just I had seen like Dalton like that. Chattanooga was kind of like a trendy upset pick, man. But I also think Illinois is one of those teams that's not a super. I mean, they're 4 seeds. It's not super low, but I think they're one of the 4 seeds that can make a solid run. I think they can for sure get out of the first weekend. With Kobe Cockburn, I think, man, that dude's elite. I mean, he's probably top 5 in the running for National Player of the Year.
He got first team All American, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's first team All American, first team All Big Ten. Big Ten stacked this year. I mean, you got several guys on the Big Ten that can win Player of the Year nationally. So, you got to make first team in that conference, you got to be pretty damn good. And he averaged like 22 and 11. So, I mean, give me Illinois in this game. I don't think they have much to worry about with Chattanooga.
Yeah, so we dropped down to the 6 and 11 matchup, which is Colorado State as the 6th seed, Michigan as the 11th seed. Does Michigan have a puncher's chance? D-Lane.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I took Michigan to upset Colorado State. Michigan is one of those. Yeah, I mean, They're streaky. What? Yeah, they were beating Indiana by 20. I mean, I even turned the game off, and I come back and I get an ESPN notification that says, "Hey, catch the final moments. Indiana up 4 with 2 minutes
Yeah.
left." And I'm like, "Hey, like what the hell is going on?" Like, but hey, I guess that's what you get for turning the game off, during March. But I think with the Juwan Howard situation, I really haven't seen Colorado State play much, but I think Michigan is one of those teams that can be streaky, and it kind of just depends if they come
Yeah.
out and shoot. Yeah, if they shoot the ball well, which I mean, obviously it's any team, but I like Michigan over Colorado State in the first round to
DG,
pull
who
the
you rocking
upset.
with?
Yeah, man. I've kind of going back and forth as well. I think Michigan. Honestly, man, it's crazy. I really don't even understand how they made the tournament because I mean they're 17-14. Like they won a few obviously big games, so it's another name on the front of the chest obviously means a lot more than it should in some of these situations. Colorado State, man, they're 6 seed for a reason. I don't think they're just a pushover. I think you see the names on paper and obviously it's just like, oh, Michigan for sure has got this one in the bag. But man, I just think. I mean, when you look back preseason, man, Michigan was preseason top 5. Like, they were a top 5 team preseason. They came out of the gate struggling. They got Hunter Dickinson, one of the best players in the country when he's rolling right. Um, I got Michigan winning, man. This is one of those ones like it wouldn't shock me if it went either way. Like I think Michigan wins, but if they don't, it wouldn't. It wouldn't really break my bracket because the winner of this game ain't getting past the next game anyway, so it don't matter to me really.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll with Michigan just because I think they're probably the more talented team. It's just for whatever reason this year it just didn't click all the time.
So I'm going to go with Colorado State. I think Colorado State is going to slow things down. I think it's going to be a boring basketball game. Absolutely boring basketball. One of the ones that you might not want to watch, all right? If you're not a huge basketball fan, I think Colorado State is going to, like I said, they're just going to slow it down. It's going to be a long, boring game. And I think Colorado State wins the grind. A couple of teams that Colorado State has beaten this year. I know D Lane said he hasn't watched them. They beat San Diego State once. They lost twice to them. They beat Boise State twice. They beat St. Mary's by 16, D Lane.
Wow.
And they beat Creighton by 14.
Wow. Yeah, I just looked at that. Wow.
Yeah. and yeah. So, they got a guy by David Roddy. He scores 19.4 points a game. And Isaiah Stevens. And they don't – the thing about Colorado State, man, is they don't turn the ball over, and they're going to make you beat yourself. They're gonna let you create mistakes. And I think that's where they're going to get Michigan is, look, man, Michigan's had a bad look this year. Honestly, everything that went on with Juwan Howard and all that, man, look, I don't think he's that great of a basketball coach. And I kind of think Michigan needs to get away from it, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think this game could do it, all right? I think this game could do it. I think Colorado State could beat Michigan. And I think Michigan starts talking about the Juwan Howard effect being done, all right? Because the whole puncher's chance and swinging on the assistant coach from Wisconsin and all that, it's just not a good look. And I think it's just kind of time. I think it's toxic right there. It's toxic. He really ain't done nothing. Last year he was supposed to do something, and they fizzled out. I think, what they make, the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8?
I think it'd be Sweet 16.
Yeah, Sweet 16. Yeah. They lost in the Sweet 16, I believe. And I don't know. I just think it's a toxic relationship. So I like Colorado State to move on there. And then, look, dropping down to this 3-seed game. This is the worst 3-seed seeding in tournament history, people. In tournament history, this is the worst 3-seed. Tennessee, how do you lose? What they lose? They lost 4 games in SEC play. 4. Count them up. 4. All right. They won the SEC tournament. They beat Mississippi State. They beat Kentucky. They beat Texas A&M. All right. Texas A&M, who beat Auburn, Arkansas to get there. And you had them as a 3 seed going into the SEC tournament. Then they win the SEC tournament, and you keep them as a 3 seed. What the? Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible to me.
All right. Well, why you on this little rant? Who should they have replaced as a 2 seed? Whose 2 seed spot should they have taken?
Dog, I'll be honest with you. They should have got a 1 seed. I'll be honest with you. They should have got a 1 seed over Baylor. All right.
Or Kansas.
Baylor lost in their Kansas won the Big 12 championship. They did, but I'm not a believer in them. I watched them get walked down in the fog by Kentucky by 25. It was, which I understand. I understand it was mid-season and all that, but I'm not big on Kansas. I'm not big. They get love every year and they gag. All right. But it's a new year. But Tennessee, honestly, man, in my opinion, they should have been a 1 seed. After winning the SEC tournament, it should have been a 1 seed over Baylor. And honestly, if you want to replace them with a 2 seed, replace them with Auburn, because Auburn's been playing like trash.
Yeah, man. Or why not replace them with Kentucky? They just beat Kentucky head-to-head to win the championship, didn't they?
Replace them with Kentucky. Replace them with Kentucky. Don't leave them as a 3 seed, man, because now, I mean, I know we're going to get into who they got to play down the road, but they left Tennessee out to dry. But I'm not going to spend a long time on Longwood. Longwood is the 14 seed. I like Tennessee by 20. DG, who you like?
Yeah, I like Tennessee by
D-Lane?
Yeah, Tennessee. Take the spread.
Yeah. Hey, guess what about this next one, baby? We got the 7 seed Ohio State, and we got the 10 seed. Hey, Sister Jean, she's rolling in, baby. Wheelchair and all, COVID vaccine. All right, she got it to go see the boys play last year. Absolutely love me some Sister Jean. And then on the other side, you got Mr. TikTok. All right, Mr. Jimmy Sotos. All right, not going to see him on the hardwood much. But D-Lane, who you got?
Yeah, I mean, it's Loyola's one of those teams you can't look past every tournament. I mean, they've made some great runs. And I mean, Ohio State has looking at their schedule. I mean, they got some good wins. I mean, they beat Duke, beat them by 5. They went to Illinois, won by 3. They split with Wisconsin, split with Michigan, beat Seton Hall, and then they beat Michigan State by 11. But there's just something about that 103-year-old, that Sister Jean. I got Loyola Chicago upsetting the Ohio State Buckeyes in the first round. I'm rocking with her. Not for long, but I'm rocking with her.
DJ, who you got?
Oh, man. Like I said earlier, it's so hard to pick upsets. But if I'm going to pick one, it's going to be another one later on in the bracket. It ain't going to be this one.
It ain't. Wow.
I think Sister Jean, I think she makes a long trek to wherever the hell they're playing at. Let's see where they got them playing at. They ain't too far. They only in Pittsburgh. Texas. She ain't got a far drive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think they can go ahead and get her wheelchair set back on the bus because they ain't going to be there very long. EJ Liddell for Ohio State is elite, man. He's an All-American. Ohio State's another team, man. Like their record and their seeding isn't reflective of how good of a team they are, man. They lost to some good teams. They do have one blip on that record. They lost somehow to the Florida Gators early in the season. Which that should have kept them out of the tournament if you're asking me. But I like Ohio State, man. I know I said a couple weeks ago, give me Loyola Chicago as my mid-major pick. That was just a fun thing to say at the time. Give me Ohio State. I like Ohio State here.
Boo. All right. Hey, we're rocking with Sister Jean, baby. All right, we're taking her 10 seed over the 7 seed. I love the upsets in this bracket. Ohio State, you don't play Jimmy enough, baby. You don't do it. All right? You don't. He's better. I ain't even going to get into it. I'm not the coach. I'm not the one who makes millions, but I feel like Jimmy, every time he gets in the game, bro, he goes off, and they just don't play. But I like Loyola, man, the way they defend. They can shoot. I know they're tops in the country on 2-point percentage and 3-point percentage. And then I know they got one of the youngest coaches in the country, but I really like the the program. I like the program at Loyola Chicago. Look, they're a mid-major dog, but they're expected to win. All right, they're not expected to go out in the first round of the NCAA tournament. And that's why I like them here, baby. I like the 10 over the 7. Loyola Chicago, I'm rocking with them. But like D-Lane said, I'm not rocking with them for long. All right, not rocking with them for long. Love you, Sister Jean. Hope you're doing well. And now we rock to this 2 seed versus 15 seed. We have the Villanova Wildcats against Delaware. All right.
Who'd you ask? I'm sorry.
I asked you. I know you were laughing at Delaware. All right. Ain't Delaware like the Blue Hens or something like that?
It don't matter what they
Yes,
are.
it's good one, man.
It don't matter.
Um,
That Wildcat's gonna get loose on them real quick. Is what it's gonna
yeah,
get.
yeah, that blue hen's gonna be running up and down the court. Give me Villanova, man. I think Villanova is one of those teams, man. I think like I don't know how many people have them going, like how far people got them going. I haven't really paid that close attention to it, man. But they can be a sleeper, man. They blew out Tennessee early in the season. Like I said, they play in a tough conference, but I mean they did lose to some other teams, man. And I think with Connor Gillespie, I think he's a 5th-year senior. I know last year I think he tore the ACL early in the season. They expected a lot out of him. Last year he got hurt. Yeah, he can play. He can ball. They have a winning pedigree, man. I mean, they won a national championship a couple years back. Almost won it back-to-back seasons. Good basketball team, great coach. Give me Villanova in this game. I don't think there's much to talk about playing Delaware.
Yeah, y'all, I was right. They're the Fighting Blue Hens. All right.
There you go.
And hey,
some crazy mascots in the tournament.
Hey, I tell you what, famous alumni, Joe Flacco. All right, I knew that one. All right, knew it. All right, remember when he played there? Remember when he got drafted? The Fighting Blue Hens. Yeah, I like Villanova. Everything you said, DG, I agree with it. D-Lane, who you got?
Villanova. It's not even gonna be close.
Yeah, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. And finally, the Midwest bracket, rounding out this round of 64. We got Kansas as the 1 seed against Texas Southern. D-Lane, who you got?
Yeah, I know. I said about a week ago that Kansas could be one of them 1 seeds to get upset by 16. Not not this year. All right. Maybe if they played Wright State, maybe.
No.
But yeah, no. No, Texas Southern. Maybe if they played Wright State, but no, I got Kansas big over Texas Southern.
DG, who you got?
Short trip for Texas Southern.
Kansas.
Short trip.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Do I make a bold pick right here?
No, you don't.
No, don't be stupid. Just pick Kansas.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I like Kansas big. All right, not even going down that road. The 8 versus 9 matchup, we got San Diego State and Creighton. D-Lane, I'm gonna kick it to you. Who do you like in this matchup?
I like this. This was probably the toughest 8-9 matchup that to me in the tournament.
I agree.
And but I'm going to rock with Creighton. I think they shoot the 3 ball. Yeah, they shoot the 3 ball very well. And San Diego State, I mean, they lost to Boise State 3 times this year. They lost Michigan by 14, USC by 15, and it's like Creighton. I mean, they've played a tough schedule. I mean, you beat Villanova once, you beat UConn twice. So I mean, my bad, Creighton, a very tough schedule, and I mean, as the 9 seed, I like them as a sleeper, honestly. I like them as a sleeper. I'm gonna leave it at that right now. I like them as a sleeper.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I agree. I like Creighton. Not a big believer in San Diego State. I think Creighton's gonna come out and shoot the lights out of it, and I think they're gonna take down San Diego State, and they're gonna move on to that Kansas matchup in the round of 32. We move on to maybe who's playing the hottest basketball in the country. We got Iowa as Iowa's the 5 seed and Richmond as the 12 seed. DG, who you like in this one?
I think he hit the nail on the head, man. Hottest team in the country right now. Outside of maybe Gonzaga. I mean, they're rolling right now. I mean, they're 14th in the BPI, which I mean, I know that don't necessarily mean anything, but they've beaten some good teams, man. They lost to some really good teams as well. Give me Iowa in this one big.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I like Iowa big. D-Lane.
Yeah, I'm the same way. This was yeah, I like Iowa. I think they're the hottest team in the country, and I've seen a couple people riding the Spiders, but I'm not. I think I'm going Jayhawks all the way. So
Jayhawks.
Well, look.
I mean, Hawkeyes.
I mean, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, my bad. Yeah,
yeah, you
Iowa,
good. You
yeah,
good.
the Iowa Hawkeyes.
We move on to this 4 verse 13. We got Providence as the 4 seed against South Dakota State. I've seen, hey, the people on Twitter, they've been murmuring a little bit, all right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not in my liking, all right? I like Providence. I like what they do. I did a previous episode on the podcast one night, and I told you, watch out for Providence. They grind games out. They win close games. They know how to win when it matters. One possession games, like I said, they grind them out. They find ways to win. They're battle tested. I like Providence. Even though South Dakota State shoots it, they shoot it well. I like Providence in a close one. D-Lane, who you like?
I'm gonna go Providence for now. Yeah, I haven't watched much of South Dakota State. I have watched Providence a couple times. In my eyes, I think they're a phony. I think they're a phony
Wow.
4 seed. I really do. I mean, yeah, it's kind of tough to put them lower, but I think they're by far the weakest 4 seed in this tournament. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm going. But
Okay.
this matchup, I'm rocking Providence.
DG, who you got?
Give me the upset. Give me the Jackrabbits, man. I think I'm kind of like with D.
Wow.
I don't think I think Providence was one of those teams like mid-year, man. I saw a lot of people they were like a trendy pick to make a run to the Final Four, man. And I know they won their conference regular season, but they defend inside well. They don't defend the 3-point well. And guess what? South Dakota State does exceptionally. They shoot the hell out of the 3-point ball. And man, I don't know. Dude. I'm just honestly, man, it's kind of. I think San Diego State or South Dakota State pulled an upset, dude. I'm also I'm digging their logo, man. The Jackrabbits, man. It's just a dope mascot, dope name, dude. I think they just come out there.
Up there in lonely South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits. All right.
Yeah, come out there.
Really like that.
I mean, they got. I mean, these names, man. They got 2 guys named Baylor Shearman and Charlie Easley. They just sound like they can shoot the lights out of the basketball, man. So
yeah, they got to shoot at least 40% from 3.
yeah, give me them 2 guys, man. I'm gonna ride with them 2 guys. Like I said, most of my upset picks, I don't have making past round of 32, so I don't really mind, penciling in one every once in a while. So give me South Dakota State Jackrabbits right here in this game.
Yeah, I mean, South Dakota State. What else do you have to do in South Dakota besides shoot the 3 ball? All right.
Play hockey.
Them South Dakota State Jackrabbits. All right. Trendy pick right there, DG. I heard a lot of people murmuring on Twitter about it. We move on to the 6 seed LSU Tigers. Will Wadeless, thank God. And they take on the 11 seed Iowa State. DG, who you like in this matchup?
Oh man, I don't know, dude. This has been one I've been kind of back. I think I've done like 4 or 5 brackets, and I think I picked a different winner every game. Talent-wise, LSU. I mean, LSU's obviously going to be the better team talent-wise. I mean, I think they got some really good players. Excuse me. They've beaten some really good teams. I mean, I know they lost Auburn by 15, but it wasn't like it was – I wouldn't say it was a blowout 15. It was just kind of like a late free throw game. Beat Alabama once, beat A&M twice, beat Kentucky once, beat Tennessee once. They're a good team, man. When they're rolling, they're good. And the only reason I think it's tough is, it's kind of a weird pick. It's just, man, you don't have a head coach. Like, how does that affect the team, man? Be honest with you, I'm one of the people who's I honestly don't know the whole story behind why he got fired, but from what I saw on Twitter, it wasn't anything crazy that's not already been happening anyways. But
it was just the way he went about it.
Yeah, I guess so. And he does seem like a prick, like on the sidelines. I mean, he's probably like that too when it comes to talking to his head boss man or whatever. But man, I don't really know much about Iowa State either. So I based on who they played this year, I mean, they got beat just by everybody in their conference. It was worth the crap. LSU's the more talented team, man. I think LSU comes out a little inspired without a head coach. Give me LSU in this one, man.
D-Lane, who you like?
Yeah, I mean, I in this one I took Iowa State because LSU doesn't have a head coach. I mean, like D said, yeah, LSU, they split with Kentucky, split with Tennessee, you split with Alabama, and you beat Texas A&M twice. But Iowa State, on the other hand, I mean, they beat Texas Tech once. They beat Iowa by 20. I mean, completely just blew them out. They beat Texas. They beat Memphis by 19, and then they went to Creighton and beat a very good Creighton team. And I think with Will Wade and the situation the LSU's in right now, I like Iowa State. And honestly, if it's a blowout, don't be surprised.
Damn.
Yeah.
Look, I like LSU in this first round, but that's as far as I'm taking them.
Yeah.
All right, I think that they're just they're not a good matchup for Iowa State. I know they don't have a head coach, but I'm kind of rocking with DG here. I think they might come out a little inspired, but after this first round, I think they get Wisconsin, and I think Wisconsin's too much. So I am going to take LSU in this first game against Iowa State, and dropping down to this Wisconsin and Colgate game. Wisconsin's the 3 seed, Colgate the 14 seed. D-Lane, who you got? Let me hear.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. I got Wisconsin, big. Don't even think it's gonna be a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going Wisconsin, big.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a home game
DG.
too. Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's a fun.
Yeah. I'm with D. Wisconsin's got one of the best players in the country, Johnny Davis.
Yep.
I think Wisconsin's kind of a trendy pick. Honestly, man, give me Wisconsin. I mean, one thing I didn't know Colgate was a school. I just know it's toothpaste. I didn't know it was school.
Yeah. I'm with y'all. I like Wisconsin. I don't think it's going to be much of a game. Moving on to the 7 seed USC in this 10 seed matchup with Miami. Guys, who you like, USC or Miami? D-Lane.
This one's tough. To me, this was probably
super tough.
Yeah, this was probably the toughest 7-10 maybe in the whole bracket.
Yeah.
But this one's very tough. But I think I chose Miami. USC is a better defensive team. But Miami's a better offensive team. And USC against top 25, they're 1-4. Miami's 1-2, and this is a very tough one for me. But I think I'm just gonna go rock with the boys in Miami, and I'm gonna take them over USC.
Okay. DG, who you got?
Yeah, man, this is a tough one. Like I said, I kind of like one of my picks earlier with LSU and Iowa State in my 5 or 6 brackets. And I've literally picked a different winner every time this game. I watched USC play I watched USC play UCLA last week.
Yeah.
And they didn't really get blown out bad, man. It was a good game. They lost by 7. That was actually 2 weeks ago. In the tournament, they lost by 10. So, I mean, they played a team that I think can make a run to the Final Four well both games. Like, came down to free throws towards the end of the game. I haven't seen much of Miami. I don't know how well of a team they are. So just based off that, man, again, this is another game I'm not too worried about because whoever wins this ain't winning the next game and after this. So give me USC in this one, man.
Yeah, look, I think USC is just a little bit more. I'm a big believer in size, and I think USC's they got bigger bodies, and I just think they're going to make more plays, man. I watched Miami. I know it was early in the year, but dog, they got beat by 32 at Alabama. All right.
Yeah, blown out.
I mean, I know they're. Look, I think they won like 18 of their last 24 or something like that. It was something crazy like that. But I'm just not a big believer in Miami, and I like USC. I think they're a little bit too athletic for Miami, and I think they got the big bodies. They could control the glass, And so I like USC in this one. And then we go to the 2 versus 15, Auburn and Jacksonville State. I know me and D-Lane, huge Auburn fans. Look, I'll give you right off the gate, man, the way Auburn's been playing. I'm not going to say that they're going to lose, but pay attention to this game, okay? Jacksonville State, they played Alabama earlier in the year. They only lost by like 5 or 6. They shoot, I think they're third in three-point shooting in the country, DG. They have athletic guards. They don't turn the ball over much. I mean, look, the way Auburn's playing, man, I'm telling you, I know a lot of people don't believe this. I like Auburn to win the game, but I think it's going to be a little closer than what people think. D-Lane, what do you think?
Yeah, man. I mean, just like you said, the way Auburn's been playing,
Yeah.
man, I'm worried. I wish we would have drew somebody like St. Peter's maybe, but because I mean, I didn't know much about Jacksonville State, and that when they said they were top 5 in 3-point efficiency, that immediately, started making my hands sweat a little bit. But I think when it comes down to it, I don't see Jabari. I don't see him going out on a round of 64. I just don't see it. I think if he needs to take the game over, I think, he's going to look at Wendell or Zepp and say, hey, give me the ball and you get the hell out the way. And I just think when it comes down to it, I think Jabari is going to take over, and I think he's going to have, let's hope, I think he's going to have a special run in this tournament. I saw a couple people saying that he might have one of those Carmelo Anthony type runs, but that's high praise. That's huge shoes to fill. But I do like Auburn over Jacksonville State.
You know the one thing about this game, though, before I kick it to DG, Jacksonville State only has like one guy over like 6'4", right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. So I have seen a lot of people saying that like Walker Kessler and Jabari being 6'10". A lot of people are saying like them two should eat the paint and take control and just be a pure dominant performance. But man, just something about that 3 ball just scares me.
I know.
Jacksonville State.
That's the only thing that scares me. That's the only thing that scares me is because like Auburn doesn't shoot the 3 well, and it's been their Achilles heel, and turnovers and stuff like that. I just feel like Auburn. I know they can come back if they get down by 15 or whatever. They did it against Texas A&M in the SEC tournament, fell just a little short, come back a little too late. But Jacksonville State kind of scares me, man. They really do, because they're not a normal 15 seed. They should actually be like a 13 or a 12 seed, honestly. DG, who you like, man?
I know y'all are Auburn fans. Y'all are trying to sound man, don't be homers, but Auburn blows these boys out the water, son.
Love that, D. Love that.
Bro, y'all, like I said, y'all just trying to sound nice and not trying to sound like homers, bro. Auburn's got the best player in the country. They have the best center in the country.
Wow.
They have one of the best coaches in the country. And last week, they got beat by Texas A&M, put a little sour taste in their mouth, get the boys more fired up, ready to rock and roll. And they about to make a run, fellas. Jacksonville State, they should be pissed off they got the 15 seed. They'd rather been a 16 seed, had to play Kansas and get a nice little beat by Kansas. At least it sounds better. Now you're going to get beat by 30 against Auburn. Jabari Smith done playing with 10 minutes left in the second half. It's going to be ugly.
I hope you're right, D.
I hope.
Hey, man, look, here's how I look at it, dude. You got a lottery pick on your team, probably the number 1 pick on your team. At some point, I haven't watched a ton of Auburn games, but when I do watch them, there's times where it's like the last 2-3 minutes of this close game, he should touch the ball every time down the court. I don't care if there's 4 people on. Give him the ball.
That's a fact.
If you lose the game because he misses a shot, you lose the game because your best player missed a shot. Give the ball to this kid. If it's close, let him get his 25, 30 points like he knows he can go do. Put the game away. Then you can start dilly-dallying around with whoever the hell else you want to put out there. Let the best player on your team, let the best player in the country, the number 1 pick in the draft, let him do work, and then we'll worry about the next game after that.
I agree 100%, man. I've been saying that all year. Look, staying in this round of 32, we're going to stay on this Midwest bracket, and we're going to roll with the 2 versus 7, Auburn and USC. DG, who you got?
Auburn, dude. I just said Auburn's making a run, man. I think Auburn.
Well, my bad. I had Auburn and USC. I don't know who you guys had, but But who you like in that round of 32 matchup on that side?
Yeah, I had Auburn USC as well, man.
Okay.
I mean USC's got that Mobley kid. I know his brother was a stud last year, and they got the other one still there. But he ain't playing nobody like Walker Kessler this year, man. They ain't have seen people like Jabari Smith. Man, I'm not just saying this kind of friends with y'all and y'all big Auburn guys, man. I think Auburn is legit. Auburn making a run, man. Give me Auburn. Auburn for sure makes it out of the first weekend. And I don't know that they particularly. I don't even know that they struggle. I think it might be two easy games.
I hope so. D-Lane, who you think?
Yeah, I mean, well, my matchup, I had Auburn and Miami, and
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of those things, like I said, I think this is, I think come tournament time, I think this is where Jabari says, hey, look, I'm the potential #1 pick. Give me the ball. Get the hell out of my way. I think he goes Kobe Bryant, like when they asked Kobe, they said, hey, man, why don't you start passing the ball? He said, hey, go grab a rebound, and then you can get the ball. I think that's kind of what Jabari hopefully gets that mindset, and and I just hope he takes over. I have Auburn and Miami, and I like Auburn to beat Miami to advance to the Sweet 16.
All right, yeah, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. I had Auburn and USC. I like Auburn in the Sweet 16, and I'll be honest, moving up to the next game with that Wisconsin. I think we all had Wisconsin. I have Wisconsin and LSU. I like Wisconsin. I like Johnny, and I want to see the Jabari Johnny show in that Sweet 16 game. So I'm taking Wisconsin. D-Lane, who you taking?
Yeah, I had Wisconsin and Iowa State, and
Okay.
same thing. Yeah, I think I took Wisconsin as well. Like you said, the Johnny Davis. He's very good.
Johnny Buckets, man.
Yeah, and about to say this could be one of those where I think Wisconsin kind of just blows them out. Really, I think Johnny Davis, he's legit, and like you said, I kind of want to see that Johnny Davis Jabari matchup. See how that plays out in the Sweet 16.
No doubt. DG, who you got?
Yeah, man. I got Wisconsin. I think LSU's little run-ins, not having a coach, becomes a problem when you're playing a top 15 team. Wisconsin, one of the best players in the country, probably him or Blake going to win National Player of the Year. And then obviously, I mean, if you talk about two of the best players in the country getting the freaking Sweet 16 already, that's exciting as a fan. So give me Wisconsin.
You can come here. Yeah. Excuse me. Wisconsin and Auburn matching up in the Sweet 16. We all three agree on that. Moving up, I have Iowa and Providence. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. I love you. I got Iowa and Providence, the 5 versus 4 seed. I like Iowa. Like we said earlier, they're the hottest team in the country. D-Lane, who you rolling with?
Yeah, I had Iowa and Providence as well. Like you said, Iowa's the hottest team in the country. I think Providence is a phony. I think they're a phony 4 seed, and the round of 32 is the furthest they're going. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was. I mean, we saw them get blown out by Creighton by 20, and whatever conference they play in. Was it the Big East? I think. I don't know what conference Providence plays in, but it wasn't a fun one to watch. Yeah. Yeah. So I got Iowa blowing them out. Really, I think they're a phony.
DG, what you think?
I had Iowa and South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits, and I got Iowa in the Jackrabbits run. Like we said, Iowa's hot, man. I think they keep it rolling. They beat South Dakota State.
All right, well, we move up to that one line with Kansas and Creighton. Or I had Creighton, and I think Kansas gets by Creighton. D-Lane, I know you said that you had a little sleeper pick. All right, the people were starting to murmur down there on your side of the bracket. What do you think?
Look, I know they just won the Big 12. I'm still not sold on them, and I know Creighton loves to shoot that 3 ball. And I think let's see where they play at. I think it's going to get weird down there in Fort Worth, okay? And I have Creighton upsetting Kansas in the round of 32. I'm just not sold. I'm just not sold on Kansas. I don't know. I'm not sold.
I'm not either. DG,
Yeah.
What you got?
Kansas. I'm sold on Kansas. I think Kansas is good, man. I don't know if they're like Final Four good. I don't know if they're they might not be a legit one seed or whatever we might say, but
Yeah.
they're better than Creighton. I can promise you that. So give me Kansas.
All right. Well, moving up to the South bracket, I have Villanova and Loyola Chicago. I think one of y'all had Ohio State, but I like Villanova. Not going to spend much time on it. In my opinion, Sister Jean's run ends right there, and that's who I like. DG, who you got?
I like Villanova and Connor Gillespie, man. Connor Gillespie, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the best player in this game. Yeah, give me Villanova over Ohio State.
D-Lane, who you got?
Yeah, this like you said, this is where Sister Jean then pack her wheelchair up. Maybe she sees 104 for next year's tournament. I got Villanova over Loyola Chicago.
So moving up to the Tennessee game, I think we all had Tennessee.
Hmm.
I know I had Colorado State. I think Tennessee's playing some of the best ball in the country. I like them to get to the Sweet 16. D-Lane, what do you like?
Yeah, I had Tennessee and Michigan, and yeah, about to say once to me, Tennessee, like you said, they're playing some of the best ball in the country. Their defense is ridiculous. So yeah, I like Tennessee to take care of Michigan in the round of 32. So,
DG, who you got?
Yep, Tennessee, man. I think Tennessee. I think with their guard play, man. I think I can't think of his name. What's their point guard's name?
Kennedy Chandler.
Yes, I think he's elite. I think he's a really good ball player. They kind of have that. They got that spark plug guy with John Fulkerson. I feel like he'd get like a dunk or a block, and he gets the whole crowd hyped, his whole team hyped. Um, I think talent. I think talent wise, is probably pretty evenly matched up game, man. But I just think Tennessee is the hotter team. We got the more momentum going. They've been consistent all season, whereas Michigan's kind of up and down. So give me Tennessee.
Yeah, we're moving up to the Illinois game. I think I know a couple people pick Houston, Illinois, whatever. That matchup right there. Um, excuse me. I have Illinois and UAB in that bracket, and I like Illinois to move on to the Sweet 16 to play Arizona in that next game. D-Lane, what do you like?
yeah, so I had Houston and Illinois, and
Mm-hmm.
I know they've only played one top 25 team, and they're 0-1 against them, which is crazy to think about. And but still, to me, I have Houston beating Illinois. I think the fact that they only hold people to pretty much 59 points a game I mean, that's crazy to think about. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think Illinois' run comes to an end in the round of 32, and I like Houston to beat Illinois.
Wow. DG, what you got?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I had Houston and Illinois playing. I'm going the opposite way. I have Illinois beating Houston. Best one, like I said, top 5 player in the country in Kofi. Um, Illinois has been battle tested all year in the Big Ten, so I like Illinois in this game.
Guys, we'll go up to the top of the bracket. We got Arizona and TCU, or that's who I had. I think y'all like Seton Hall, but I like Arizona moving on to the Sweet 16. D-Lane, what you got?
Yeah, I had Arizona Seton Hall, and I think Arizona takes care of business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're arguably the best team in the country. So yeah, I got Arizona moving on to the Sweet 16.
DG, what you got?
Yeah, Arizona. I'm with D, man. I think they're the best team in the conference in the whole tournament. So
Moving up to this East bracket, we got Kentucky, and I have Murray State with the 2 versus 7. I think Murray State gives Kentucky all that they can, and I think it's a really good game. But I like Kentucky moving on to the Sweet 16. What do you guys like? D-Lane, you can start it.
Yeah, I think it's a game for the first. Let's see, for the first 30 minutes. All right, I think it's a game for
Yeah.
the first 30 minutes, and then I think that final 10-minute stretch. I think Sheboy, he's just going to be too big of a body in the paint for Murray State. So yeah, I like Kentucky to beat Murray State. Close, but
Did you?
I like Kentucky.
Yeah. I
Kentucky,
think it's
man.
going to be close. Well, you like Kentucky, did you?
Yeah, I honestly don't know if it's even close. I think Kentucky is honestly probably the second best team in the tournament, in my opinion. When healthy, man, if they got a healthy Tata Washington, man, they are going to be a tough out. And Murray State, I know there's a trendy pick to make a run, man. Murray State ain't played nobody. They've been playing the teams from the YMCA down the street. So give me Kentucky. I like Kentucky. I don't. I mean, when y'all say close, I mean maybe within 10, maybe, but I see this game being 15, 20-point game.
Yeah.
Who is that next matchup? Hold on,
Purdue and Texas, or Purdue
yeah,
and
yeah.
Virginia Tech.
Hey, Purdue and Virginia Tech, baby. That's who I like. Horns down. All right. That's why I was trying to scroll up and I got switched off my screen. But I like Purdue in this. Virginia Tech, great season. Way to make the tournament, kids. Purdue, too much size. And of course, you got Ivy running that show over there. I really like Purdue and Kentucky in that Sweet 16. I think that's going to be an absolute dogfight. DG, who do you got?
I got Purdue. I got Purdue beating Texas. I know I picked Texas over y'all's trendy pick, Virginia Tech. I like Purdue. I think Purdue's the better team. I think Purdue's better than Virginia Tech and Texas. So whoever does make it out of that game, I got Purdue advancing to the Sweet 16 against Kentucky.
Whew. D-Lane.
Yeah, I had Virginia Tech and Purdue. This is where the Cinderella Virginia Tech comes to an end. You had a great run. You pulled off the upset against Texas, but Purdue with the Jaden Ivey and the what's the name, Tevion Williams, I believe. I think there's going to be too much, and I hate it for the Cinderella. But Virginia Tech goes down. They go back home. I like Purdue to play Kentucky in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, man, and we move up to the UCLA. I know Indiana or St. Mary's. I think looking back on it, who had St. Mary's? Did any of us?
I picked Indiana.
Yeah, I picked Indiana.
Yeah. Okay, so UCLA and Indiana. I like UCLA in the Sweet 16. I think we all do. DG, what do you got?
I got UCLA beating them, man. I think, like I said, I think UCLA, like we talked about earlier, UCLA is a scary team to have to play as a 4 seed. They're a scary 4 seed, so I like UCLA in that one.
Okay, D-Lane?
Yeah, I got UCLA as well. UCLA as well. I think they're the best 4 team. They're the best 4 seed in the country, or in this tournament. So yeah, I like UCLA over Indiana, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. That's what I'm rocking.
And then you get the one Baylor, and I have North Carolina. I like Baylor in the Sweet 16. Baylor and UCLA. Once again, I think it's going to be a sensational game. D-Lane, who do you got in that?
Yeah, I think this is one of the tougher 1 seeds for me to pick, but I still think, because Baylor is, I mean, they lost their leading scorer this year, but I think the white guy with the mullet, I love him. The dude's legit. He can shoot the lights out of it. The fact that he plays with a mullet, I mean, it's unbelievable. Great defense for Baylor, and I mean, they hold their opponents to right at 64 points a game, and they score almost 80, so we're right at 77. So yeah, I like Baylor over North Carolina. Might be, I see it being a close game within like maybe a 7 or 8. So, but I like Baylor to advance.
Yeah, so that was the East. We're moving up to the West. I got Duke and David.
Hey, I didn't make my pick.
My fault, DG. My fault, DG. Go ahead. Who you got, brother? Let me know.
I like the white guy in North Carolina named Brady Manek. I think he's the better white guy in this game. That's what we're going to bring up in the conversation. So here's my first big time upset. I like UNC over Baylor.
Wow.
Hey, not a bad pick, dude. UNC's been rolling.
I think UNC got hot at the right time, man. I know they lost out of the ACC tournament, but I think they got hot. They won their last 5 regular season games. Big momentum game, beating Coach K in his little final farewell game. I'm not a big believer in conference tournaments, man. I think teams that know they're in the big tournament don't show up to conference tournaments really motivated most of the time. So I mean, I don't look too deep into conference tournaments usually. So I like UNC, man. I think, like I said, Baylor's kind of injury riddled. I think they're probably, in my opinion, the worst one seed. They're not terrible. They're not bad. I just don't think they're as good as they've been hyped up to be, or as good as they were maybe a month and a half ago. So give me North Carolina, man. Give me North Carolina, a trendy upset pick.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. My fault for skipping over you there,
You good, man.
DG.
You good.
I was trying to get on to this Duke and I have Davidson in this, and man, I think it's going to be a close game, man. And man, I'm going to take Duke. But I think Davidson gives them everything that they possibly can in the gym, and I think Duke wins a nail biter. DG, who you taking?
I got Duke, man, because Steph Curry's busy on March 20th, so he won't be able to play for Davidson that night. So give me Duke, man. Duke's better. Paolo Banchero is top 5 player in the country. Probably number 1 or 2 pick, 3 pick, somewhere in there. Dude's elite. Coach K's not going out at round 32, dude. Not in his last year. No shot.
D-Lane, who you got?
I'm with D. I got Duke. You said close. I say big.
Wow.
I think Duke's just. I think it's going to be a size difference. I know Davidson likes to shoot the 3 ball, but really, truly, I mean, who's going to guard? You know, the Banchero. You know, who's going to guard him? So that's where I'm looking. I think Duke big. Coach K, like D said, he's not going out in the round of 32. I don't think it's close. Davidson, you had a good run. You made it to the round of 32, but I mean, you know, don't unpack your luggage for too long. And I like Duke big.
You look at them Rutgers, the Scarlet Knights, baby. They're up right now. Let's go, Rutgers. Let's go, baby. And then you got hey, talking about this, you got Texas Tech, all right. And who did we have? Hey, they're playing behind us. All right, Rutgers, baby.
That's a U. That's a U head.
Yeah, that's a U.
Y'all didn't have Rutgers?
I took Alabama.
Wow, losers.
Yeah.
All right. No. I had Texas Tech and Rutgers. I like Texas Tech over whoever they play. Really good defense. I think that I'm going to save that. All right. You ain't going to catch me off guard now. I'm going to save it. But I like them in that round of 32 game. I like Texas Tech to move on. D-Lane, who do you like?
I mean, I had Texas Tech playing Alabama. I know Alabama struggles with 11 seeds. But Texas Tech defense, I think they slow the game down against Alabama, and I think that's going to put – and Alabama just plays no defense. I mean, they give up, almost 80? Yeah, they give up 77, right at 77 points a game. So, I mean, there's no defense being played. They do have a good offense at times, but Texas Tech's defense, it'll suffocate you, and I'll be honest, I don't even know if it's a game. I mean, it might be a good one to watch, but I like Texas Tech over Alabama.
DG, who you got?
Oh, man. I was kind of leaning Bama, honestly, man, but I think Dalton just convinced me to not pick Alabama. Texas Tech, like he said, Texas Tech's defense is really, really good. Alabama is so reliant on 3 ball, man. Like, I just read a thing saying they're barely shooting 30% from the 3-point line, and that's what they primarily shoot. If you're a 3-point shooting team that only is averaging 30% at the 3-point line, you're not a very good 3-point shooting team. So with Texas Tech being so good defensively, man, I think give me Texas Tech in the bracket, but don't be shocked if Alabama beats them.
Wow.
Wow. We move up to the top to this excuse me, 4 versus 5 matchup that I have, UConn and Arkansas. Hey, silly girl. And I'll be honest with you, I think the Arkansas Razorbacks get sent home.
Wow.
I think UConn pulls the upset. All right. I like UConn's length. I like their athleticism. I like everything about them. They're, man. I'm gonna take UConn. I'm gonna take UConn over Arkansas. I think everything that's going on social media right now, Musselman, just getting into the social media hype and doing all that. I think there's a lot going on there. I like UConn. DG, who do you like?
I like Woo Pig Sooie in this one, man. I think Arkansas is a better team. I think like we were talking about earlier with somebody else who's a 4 seed. I think they're a strong 4 seed. I think this year, man, the 4 seeds are loaded. I mean,
For
you got
sure.
Arkansas the 4 seed, Illinois is a 4 seed, UCLA is a 4 seed, and then also got Dalton's favorite team, Providence, the Friars. But I mean, I think Arkansas is a really good 4 seed, man. I think they could have, if they hadn't have lost a few games somewhere in the season, they could have easily been a 3 seed. I think they're both battle tested. I think they both played a really tough schedule. I think they both played really good teams throughout the season. So I think this will be a hell of a game for a round 32 game, man. But give me Arkansas. I like Arkansas in this game.
D-Lane, who you got?
Yeah, to me, this is probably the best round of 32 game. I could definitely see this being a last possession, last shot, buzzer beater, win. But I like Arkansas. I think this whole Vermont thing might upset them. I think it's pissing them off, and I think they're gonna come in here. I think they're gonna make a statement, and obviously against Vermont, I think they're gonna come in and say, hey, like, okay, well, our back was against the wall. People thought we were going to be upset. Obviously, people are going to pick UConn if you're picking Vermont. So, hey, let's go ahead here and pull, 2 upsets. I mean, I know they're the 4 seed, but, a lot of people are picking against us. And so I think they're pissing Arkansas off. And I don't know if it'll be, I don't know if it's the right thing to do with JT or JD Note. And I like Arkansas over the Huskies to go to the Sweet 16.
Well, then we bump up to this 1 verse 9 or 1 verse 8, whatever you had. I had Gonzaga and Memphis. Do I do it? Do I pull the trigger on it?
No.
Do I pull the trigger on it? Because I'm gonna tell you what. I think Gonzaga wins a nail biter. All right.
Yeah.
I think they win like a 1 possession game. Maybe like where they have to. Memphis has to start fouling. I think it's that close, man. I really do. But I like Gonzaga to get to the Sweet 16, and we'll talk more about them. So, D-Lane, who you like?
Yeah, this was. I mean, if you look across the board, no 1 seed really has a guaranteed second, a guaranteed round of 32 game. I mean, maybe Arizona over Seton Hall. I would probably say that would probably be the most comfortable. And I know I did pick Creighton over Kansas, but like you said, I think just down the stretch, I think Chet and Timmy in the paint. I think there's going to be too much. But I would not be surprised if Memphis did pull it off. But just
I agree.
but just bracket wise, and everybody's trying to pick the perfect bracket. I just don't see it in my bracket, but I would not be surprised if we watched this game and Memphis pulled it off. But for my bracket, I got Gonzaga over Memphis to play Arkansas in the Sweet 16.
DG, who you got?
I got Gonzaga, man. I don't know that it's going to be particularly close. I am big time fan of Gonzaga. I think Gonzaga comes in with Chet. I think Chet comes in and shows Imani Bates. He should have stuck in the class he was already in and not reclassified. I think one of them reclassified, didn't they?
Yeah, it was him. He came in at 17. Yes.
Yeah. He should have not done that because he's not been as good as everybody thought he was going to be. He's not even projected first round pick anymore. So I think Chet shows him what a real true first round pick looks like. Takes him to school all game. I think him, Timmy, their guards. I like Gonzaga a lot. I know we say Gonzaga plays in a high school conference, but Gonzaga is a good basketball team. So give me Gonzaga.
Well, we're sticking right there in that West, and excuse me, I have Gonzaga, UConn. Excuse me, I have Gonzaga and UConn, and I like Gonzaga over UConn to go to the Elite Eight. And I know you guys like Arkansas in that game, so I really want to get to both of you and see who you like in that, because I think that Arkansas Gonzaga matchup could be really good if it happens. D-Lane, who do you like?
Yeah, I was about to say I had Gonzaga, Arkansas, and I mean, if you look at Gonzaga's, history in the tournament, it is hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick against them because it's like yeah, like they're like we say, they do play in this high school conference, but when it comes tournament time, it's like they show up and they show out, and but just looking at Arkansas, I think JD Note, I think he's gonna have a great tournament, and I think he has a good game against Gonzaga, but just Timmy and Chet, and with Chet being able to step out from the three and knock those down, he's a threat all around the floor. And I just don't know if a big man can stay with him, for 30 minutes that he's on the court for Arkansas. So I do have Gonzaga beating Arkansas in the Sweet 16 to go to the Elite Eight.
DG, who do you have?
Same thing, man. I got Gonzaga. Beat Arkansas. I got Gonzaga. Again, I think Gonzaga, Drew Timmy and Chet Holmgren are going to be a problem all tournament. So give me Gonzaga.
I heard that, man. I really like Gonzaga to go far. I know a lot of people haven't really been on the Gonzaga hype train, but I know a couple of weeks ago I did an episode and I said, hey, look, they're going to be one of the teams at the end, whether you like it or not. So I really like them in that Elite Eight. Moving down to the East, I have Baylor and UCLA? Yeah, as that 4 seed.
You skip one. You skip Texas Tech Duke.
Oh, my fault. West. We're going Texas Tech and Duke. My bad. I apologize. Man, I'm torn on this one, but you know what? Things in for Coach K right here. I like Texas Tech.
Yep. Give me the Red Raiders.
Wow.
Yeah. D-Lane, what do you think?
I'm going Duke. You're telling me that Coach K is going out the Sweet 16 on his final run? I don't see it.
Yeah.
Go
sit on the
bench.
Go sit on the bench they gave you. Go sit on the bench they gave you in your final game.
I don't see it. I know Texas Tech plays good defense. They're going to try to slow Duke down, but this is one of those moments where, like we've said, the Benchero, he's projected top 3, top 5. This is your tournament to shine, and I think he's going to take Duke a good ways in this tournament. I think he's going to take Duke a good ways. I like Duke. I just don't see Coach K going out the Sweet 16. I can't see it. So I got the Duke Blue Devils over Texas Tech.
Guys, and by the way, I was just looking at something. Amani Bates don't play for Memphis anymore.
Oh wow, when did that happen?
He hasn't played since January, bro.
Yeah, I was looking at their stats earlier, and he only has like 15 games started. I thought that was kind of a question.
Did he get hurt? Because he showed out against Alabama, or
he got sent packing, dog.
Oh wow.
Because like when you brought him up, I was like, Imani Bates he hadn't been with Memphis in a while.
Oh wow.
Well, I picked Boise State anyway, so I don't even know why I was talking crazy about Memphis.
I know. I was sitting there thinking, and I was like, man, because like they had a locker room scuffle with Penny Hardaway, and apparently like Imani Bates was causing a lot of problems on the team, and that's when they flipped their season. They've been playing really well without him, and yeah. But,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I took Texas Tech. DG, you took Texas Tech. And D-Lane, you took?
I took Duke. I took the Blue Devils.
Okay. The East, we're rolling down. Baylor, UCLA. Excuse me. Baylor, UCLA. I like Baylor. D-Lane, who do you
I
like?
like UCLA, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I like UCLA. I mean, this very well could be the best game of the entire tournament. I mean, if you look at the stats across the board, um, points per game, Baylor 63.6, UCLA 64.8. Top 25, Baylor's 5-3, UCLA's 4-4. Uh, they both average the same points per game. That's wild. 76.5, UCLA 76.4. And I got UCLA beating Baylor. I think Baylor missing their leading scorer. I think it's gonna be too much to make a run, a deep run in the tournament. And I about to say I think Tyler Campbell, Johnny Juzek, ain't that his name? I think they make a deep run in this tournament. I like UCLA over Baylor.
DG, who you got?
Well, this is where I had UNC beating Baylor, so they're playing UCLA.
Yeah.
So battle of the blue bloods, baby. But give me the better team here. Give me UCLA. I think UCLA, like I said earlier, man, I think UCLA is the best 4 seed in the tournament. They got big time tournament experience. I think they can make a run. So give me UCLA.
I like it. We moved down. I had Purdue and Kentucky. Excuse me. I had Purdue and Kentucky. I like Kentucky. I like Oscar Tshiebwe. And I like Ty Washington. I think you're going to be surprised at what I do with Kentucky. But I like them over Purdue here. I think Kentucky's got a little better offense. I think Purdue relies on Jaden Ivey a little bit too much, and I like Kentucky here. D-Lane, who do you got?
Yeah, I got Kentucky as well. I mean, this is kind of the same matchup like it really is Baylor UCLA. I mean, they're the same across the board, really. I mean, same points per game. Defense is pretty much the same, but it's hard to pick against Oscar Tshiebwe. I mean, I think he is. I mean, he's obviously one of the best players in the country, and like you said, I think Purdue depends on that Jaden Ivey a little bit too much, and
Yeah, they do.
and if that Tata is if he's fully healthy, he's 100%. Him and Grady and Sheboy, I think it's too much for Purdue, and I like Kentucky.
DG, who you got?
Yeah, man. I got Kentucky in the game, but I think this is the best match. This may be one of the better games of the whole tournament. I know I've heard a lot of big time heads talking about this game as one they're looking forward to because of Oscar Tshiebwe, and then Purdue. I think it's got like 2 guys over 7 foot tall or something crazy like that. Maybe that's somebody else I'm thinking about. But I know Purdue's got some big guys too, and they're just saying like how can they handle Tshiebwe. But I think maybe you slow Tshiebwe down a little bit. It ultimately comes back down to guard play, and I mean we know what Ty Washington can do when he's healthy. So healthy Ty Washington is better than any point guard or any guard that I think Purdue's got. So give me Kentucky in this one to match up with UCLA in the Elite Eight.
We're moving down to the South bracket. I got Arizona and Illinois. I like Arizona. I'm not going to stray away from them. I think they're one of the best in the country, and that's what I got. DG, who do you have?
Yep, Arizona, man. Like I said earlier, they're the best team in the tournament. I'm taking them our way. Give me Arizona.
Yeah, D-Lane?
Yeah, I got Arizona and Houston. Kind of like D, I believe they are one of the best teams in the tournament, if not the best. But it's March; anything can happen. But I do like Arizona over Houston.
All right, well, we're moving into that Tennessee and Villanova is who I have as the 3 versus 2. And guys, I think this is where Tennessee's run ends. All right, I know they've been hot. I know they've won the SEC tournament, but I really like Villanova, and I've always rocked with Villanova and the brand of basketball they have up there. And like DG has mentioned multiple times with Gillespie and everything right there, I think Villanova can offset Tennessee, and I like them to move on to play Arizona in that Elite Eight matchup. So DG, who do you have?
I got Tennessee, man. You were talking about earlier them being a possible 1 seed, maybe even 2 seed. I think they are better than Villanova. I think they have better athletes than Villanova. I think they got hot at the right time. So give me Tennessee or Villanova in that matchup. Give me Tennessee, Arizona in the Elite Eight.
D-Lane, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm a rock with DG. I got Tennessee over Villanova. I think it kind of does depend if uh was it Colin Gillespie? I think
Yeah.
if he's hitting his threes and Justin Moore, I think both of them need to have a big game against Tennessee. I just think their defense is suffocating, and like DG said, I think they got hot at the right time. I think that's where Villanova. I think that's where their run comes to an end, and I like Tennessee over Villanova.
Uh, um, moving down to that Midwest bracket, we got 1 seed. I have 1 seed Kansas, and I have 5 seed Iowa. Um, Guys, I think this is where Kansas run it ends. It comes to an end. I like Iowa, another hot team, been playing really well, been shooting the 3 ball lights out. Give me Iowa over Kansas. D-Lane, who do you got?
Well, I have Kansas going out in the round of 32, so I got Creighton in Iowa, and I think
Wow.
yeah, there's gonna be a lot of threes chunked up in this game, but I think Iowa makes more of them, and I just think Iowa has the better athletes. They're hot. They're shooting the ball really well, and so I like Iowa over Creighton. So that's
Okay. DG, who do you got?
I got the Big 12 champs, man. I got Kansas. Um, I think Kansas is the better team. I know Iowa's hot, man, but eventually being hot, you run out. You get the fire can be put out. I think Kansas is a
Yeah.
team that's better than Iowa. I know a lot of people are down on Kansas. They're not deserving of the 1 seed, or they weren't that good this year, man. Kansas is a good basketball team. Kansas beat some really good teams. They can score. They're efficient. Like they don't turn the ball over a lot. They got when I look at man, they have a senior guard. Like they're one of their best players is a senior. Like the dude's he's been around for a long time. He's in his 4th year playing college basketball. That comes in handy this time of year. Even if he's never made a long big run in the tournament, just being mature in big time situations if the game were to get close. I like Kansas in this one because of that maturity level and older players on their team.
Well, when we look to round out the Sweet 16, I had Wisconsin and Auburn. I like Auburn in this matchup. I just
Don't ever think it.
Jabari. I know, man. I know. It's just if Auburn's guards don't show up, they could get run out of the building. Honestly, they really could. I think Wisconsin could slow Auburn down, but I like Jabari Smith in this matchup. I like Auburn's defense, and I just don't see KD Johnson going 0 for 14 from the field again. And I like Auburn to get in that Elite Eight. What do you like, DG?
I like Auburn, man. They got the best player in the country. So, best player in the country wins these kind of games. You're not going home easy when you got the best player. Like I said, if you Bruce Pearl, you don't let someone else be the reason you lose. If Jabari Smith shoots the ball 30 times, he just plays terrible and only scores 15 points. Hey, you'll live with that. But I'm not living with KD Johnson shooting the ball 14 times and going over 14. Hey, at some point when you start over 8, hey, look, big dog, stop shooting it. Pass the ball 10.
That's a
Right?
fact. That's a fact. That's how it should have been last week.
So
You
give me
start
Auburn.
over 8. Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything you said, man. You start 0 for 8. Hey, you gotta tone it down a little bit, dog. Instead of taking a step back contested 3, maybe dish that thing out to Wendell Green or Zeb Jasper and try to find something else or give it to Jabari Smith. D-Lane, who do you like?
Yeah, I like Auburn. I mean, like D said, I mean, you got the best player in the country, in Jabari Smith. I think this is going to be the game where he solidifies that number 1 pick, like where there's not a discussion anymore between him and Chet. I think he is. I mean, obviously we've seen all year it's hard to stop him.
Yeah,
You can only contain him, but and then like you said about KD, I mean, hey, go ahead and get your bad game out the way in the SEC tournament because now it's big boy time. All right, put your pants on, or you put shorts on, and we need you to come out here and at least give us 10. You give us 10, and hey, we'll rock with that. So I'm glad he got his bad game out the way. Um, But when it just comes down to Jabari and Kessler in the paint, I just don't see Wisconsin matching up very well, and I like Auburn to beat Wisconsin.
All right, moving on to the Elite Eight. I have Auburn and Iowa. I'm not trying to be a homer, man, but I like Auburn. I just kind of agree with what DG said. I think they get hot, man. Everything that happened last week, people are doubting them. Jabari Smith Jr. I'm just not going to sit here and pick against him not going to the Final Four. So I like Auburn going to the Final Four and beating Iowa. And DG, who you got?
Yeah, I got Auburn and Kansas, 1 and 2 seed, man. I think Auburn's the better team. I think Auburn's a 1 seed. They got a 2 seed because they finished their season kind of down. Anytime you go 27-5 and you somehow end up with a 2 seed, I think that's tough for anybody else in your region. Kansas is good. Kansas is not a bad basketball team. I mean, they're definitely the best team in the Big 12, one of the top 5 teams in the country, but they don't have Jabari Smith. I think it just comes down to that. Every time these guys play, man, I just don't think anybody in this region has somebody that can match with him one-on-one when it comes down to the nitty-gritty. Like I said, for every game Auburn's got, you let him take over. You let him do what he can do. You ride him till he can't ride him no more. So give me Auburn over Kansas. Auburn's in the Final Four. Y'all get to see them play in the Final Four in New Orleans, man.
Yeah, D-Lane, who do you got?
Yes, I had Auburn and Iowa. Iowa, I mean, they're averaging 80, right at 84 points a game, and I mean they're the hottest team in the country right now. And the only problem with that is Auburn only gives up 67 points a game. So I and like D said, I mean, he had Kansas. It just comes back to I think the key factor is we got Jabari Smith, they don't. And like I said a while ago, I saw a couple people saying like they feel like this could be Jabari Smith's Carmelo, moment, when he led Syracuse to the 03, 02, 03 national
Yeah,
championship.
okay.
And
Yeah.
so I could definitely seeing Jabari Smith play all year, I wouldn't be surprised if this was his Carmelo moment. And he led Auburn to the Final Four, and I got Auburn over Iowa in the Elite Eight.
Moving up to the South Final, I have Arizona and Villanova. I like Arizona in the Final Four to play all in New Orleans. Like we've been saying, I don't want to sit here and repeat myself. Arizona, we have hyped on them all year long. I think they're a top 2 team in the country, and I'm going to take them over Villanova. D-Lane, who do you have there?
I have Tennessee there, and Arizona, and hey, it's March, baby, and I'm riding the Vols to New Orleans to Final Four.
Wow.
And I like Arizona to slip up. I think the first 2 rounds are gonna be easy for Arizona and Tennessee. They play, in my eyes, you play in the hardest basketball conference in the SEC, and statistically wise, Houston is better defensively, but you only played one top 25 team, and Tennessee that you played in the hardest conference. I think this is where Arizona slips up in the Elite Eight, and I got Tennessee advancing to the Final Four.
Wow.
To play Auburn.
DG, who do you got?
Man, I like Tennessee. I don't like Tennessee to win. I like Arizona to win the game, but I think Tennessee, they got hot at the right time, man. I think they're a really good basketball team, but I just think Arizona has been rocking and rolling all season, man. I think that continues, and I think they make a trip down to the Big Easy and they beat Tennessee.
Whew. That's what I think, man. I liked them against Villanova, but we're going up to this East Final. I have Kentucky and Baylor. I like Kentucky. I'm riding Kentucky all the way to New Orleans. I was there 10 years ago. They cut the nets down in New Orleans. I think this Kentucky team's special, man, and I think they're a force to win this tournament. So I'm going to go Kentucky in the Final Four over Baylor. DG, what do you have?
Yeah, I got Kentucky and UCLA in this game, man. So I had UCLA playing back-to-back Blue Bloods. Actually, shoot, really 3 in a row. I mean, Indiana can be considered a Blue Blood in some people's eyes.
Okay.
Um, so UCLA, I think UCLA makes a run as a 4 seed. They beat Indiana, they beat UNC. I think Kentucky's got somewhat of an easy trek to the Elite Eight. I think that continues. I think they beat UCLA. I think this is probably your best Elite Eight game. I think these are the. I think, like I said, I think UCLA is a lot better than the 4 seed. I think Kentucky, if they don't struggle late or lose a few games late or lose a few games when they did, they're probably a 1 seed. Or if there's just more room for 1 seed. I mean, Kentucky's a really good basketball team all season. So I like Kentucky in this game, man. So I got Kentucky beating UCLA and heading to New Orleans where you can see them again for a second time.
D-Lane, who you got?
Yeah, I got UCLA and Kentucky, and I like Kentucky. It's just with the healthy Ty and Oscar Sheboy and Grady, I I don't see Kentucky not making it to the Final Four. Like I just can't see it. And I mean, now, like D said, I think it's gonna probably be the best Elite Eight game. And it's gonna be very very close. And but for Kentucky to win, they're gonna obviously need Ty to remain healthy. And if he
Yeah.
does, once again, I just think going down the stretch, Sheboy gonna be too much near the end. He's in there, he's banging bodies, and I like Kentucky to beat UCLA, and we will see them in the Final Four.
Moving up to this West final, we got I have Gonzaga and Texas Tech, and I've been back and forth on it, y'all. I've been back and forth on it. But I want to see Gonzaga and Kentucky play, and I'm going to take Gonzaga. Look, I would not be shocked if Texas Tech wins this game because I think Texas Tech, with the style of play that they have, that they could get to this Final Four. They could beat Gonzaga, but I want to see Gonzaga play Kentucky. So I'm going to take Gonzaga. D-Lane, who do you got?
I have Gonzaga and Duke. So I have 1 versus 2 seed, and
Yeah.
Duke's already beat them once, and I'm rocking with Coach K and the Duke Blue Devils again to beat Gonzaga. I just think I don't know who's going to stick Banchero. I know they played early in the year. I think Duke won by 3. I think Chet tried to guard Banchero. Once again, tried. I think he tried. I think Banchero, I think he's too big. I know Chet, he is good, but I just don't see Coach K, man. It's one last run, and I think we're gonna see Coach K in the Final Four against the Kentucky Wildcats.
Wow. DG, what do you think?
I mean, I'm kind of like you. I got Gonzaga Texas Tech, man. I think Texas Tech's the type of team, the way they play defensively, the way Gonzaga plays offensively, they like to get up and down the court. I think Texas Tech can maybe take that away. But it's one of those games like if Gonzaga gets rolling and gets their offense flowing, I don't know. What's the point of slowing them down at that point? They get up 10, 12 points early, slow them down, don't really do you no good no more. So I think Gonzaga has the better players. I think Gonzaga has more talent. I think ultimately offense beats defense in this game. So give me Gonzaga to make, I think their 3rd or 4th straight Final Four. So give me Gonzaga heading to the Big Easy to face the Kentucky Wildcats.
Man, we're down to the Final Four, y'all. We're gonna take this this West and East matchup. I have Gonzaga and Kentucky, and I'm rolling with the Kentucky Wildcats to beat the Gonzaga Bulldogs. I just think Oscar Sheboy is going to bully Timmy down low. And Oscar Sheboy is not going to fall for the pump fake from Timmy, and he's a veteran, and he's going to school Timmy. I think he's going to take him to school. I think Kentucky's guard play is 10 times better. I think if Kellen Grady can get going, I know he struggled in the SEC tournament, but if Kellen Grady can get going, man, and hit the 3 ball, the transfer from Davidson, they're in the national championship game. and that's what I got. DG, what do you have?
Um, I'm rocking with you, man. I think Kentucky. I think these are probably two of the best teams in the country. They have been all season. With you,
Yep,
if Grady shoots the ball well, they're tough to beat. Tata Washington, I think, is better than any guard. Gonzaga's got. Gonzaga having two big guys down low with Timmy and Chet is a problem, but I don't know which one of them can really muscle up and cover Oscar Tshiebwe. I
I
think
agree.
I also think Toppin can get loose in this game. Um, he's a good basketball. He's a good player too, man. And I think ultimately it comes down to whose guards are better, whose guards shoot it better that night.
Yep.
I like Kentucky in this game, man. I really do. I think also another thing I like in this game, man. I think Kentucky's more battle tested. I think Kentucky has played.
No
Obviously, we
doubt.
know they play a significantly better schedule. The few times Gonzaga played good teams, they got beat. Kentucky played good teams all year and didn't lose to very many of them. I mean, they went 3-6 in top 25 games, but I mean they lost to who? Auburn. They lost to Tennessee twice. They lost to Duke, but they blew out Kansas. I mean, they lost to Arkansas. They beat Alabama twice. They blew out North Carolina. Like,
No doubt.
I mean, they both lost. I mean, their only similar similar matchup team was Duke and Alabama. Gonzaga lost to both of them, where Kentucky beat Alabama twice and then lost to Duke by 3 or lost to Duke by 8. So not that that necessarily means a ton this time of season, but I think Kentucky's the better team ultimately when it comes down to it. So give me Kentucky to make it to the national championship game.
D-Lane, who you got?
So in my Final Four, I have Kentucky and Duke, and this is where I say Coach K's final run. Hey, you made it to the Final Four, great, final season, great accomplishment. But this is where your road comes to an end for me. The Final Four. Um, we know Duke played them earlier in the year. Duke won by 8. Um, but once again, I think this is kind of going to be, I guess you could call it a revenge game. For Kentucky, and but just going against Oscar Tshiebwe in the paint, it's just going to be tough for Duke. Which I mean, I know they've already beat them, but you're down to the nitty gritty in the Final Four with Ty and Grady and Tshiebwe in that paint. I like Kentucky a lot, and I'm going with Kentucky to end Coach K's career in the Final Four.
I agree. Yeah, I don't have them playing Duke, but I like Kentucky in the Natty. Man, this South and Midwest matchup, I have Arizona and Auburn in the Final Four. Man, I think the run for Auburn ends here. I think it ends. I like Arizona. I think Arizona plays Kentucky in the national title, and here's why. Here's why. I'm a huge fan of big guards, and I like the 6'3", 6'4" type guards, and Arizona has that, and Wendell Green and Zeb Jasper just aren't there. I just think Auburn struggles in the Final Four. I think they have enough to get there. Auburn doesn't have a whole lot of veteran leadership. They don't have many guys who have played in the tournament. Um, because you look at 2020, it was COVID, and then last year Auburn was on the postseason ban, and then this year I think Walker Kessler is the only person that has postseason experience for Auburn. So I think that's going to show up in New Orleans, the big arena. I like Arizona, man. I like the size. I think they're going to out rebound Auburn, and I like them to play Kentucky in the national championship. D-Lane, what do you got?
So I have Tennessee and Auburn, and I think this is going to kind of be a revenge game for Auburn. I don't want to sound like a homer. I mean, we only lost to Tennessee by 5 at Tennessee, and I think it's just now. I think we got you on a neutral. We got you at a neutral site, and
Yeah,
I mean we have the best player. Auburn's got Jabari Smith. Tennessee don't, and I'm rocking with this could be his Carmelo moment. So I'm rocking with Auburn to beat Tennessee in the Final Four. I think it's gonna. Yeah, I think we're gonna be seeing a revenge game, and Auburn's just gonna want it. I think Jabari's gonna want it more. So I like Auburn to beat Tennessee in the Final Four.
Wow. DG, who do you have?
Arizona, Auburn. Again, big time players make big time plays in big time games, and Jabari Smith is a big time player. So give me Jabari Smith beating the Arizona Wildcats. Even though I think Arizona is ultimately the better team, man, I think again big time players make big time plays in big time moments. So I like the Auburn Tigers to reach the national championship where they match up against the Kentucky Wildcats. Hey, y'all might want to flip over this on ESPN2. The Florida Gators are rolling right now, baby.
NIT champs calling it.
That's right. Hey, we got to be champions something, baby.
Look at Rutgers, baby. Man, let me tell you something, DG. If Auburn makes it to the national title game and me and D-Lane are in the Superdome, all right, and Auburn somehow wins the national title game.
They changed the name.
Huh?
It ain't the Superdome no more, man. It ain't the Superdome no more.
It'll always be the Superdome to me.
I know, man. Yeah.
Look, if they get to the national championship, if Auburn gets the national championship, and me and D-Lane are there, and they win and cut the nets down, first thing I'm going to do is cry. All right, that'll probably be the first thing I do is cry, because I never in a million years would have to actually be there, and then I'd never thought that they would ever get there, and they might not, but if they did. First thing I would do is probably cry. Second thing I would do is get arrested. Because I would be on Bourbon Street acting like a pure fool. Yes, you hear me? I would tear it down. All right.
That'd have me a smooth and decent exposure because I'm going streaking through fucking Bourbon Street back.
Hey, you think Alabama teabagging LSU? All right. You think you saw something in New Orleans? All right. Well, we will tear that city down. You hear me? If Auburn makes it and they win that title in New Orleans, we will tear it smooth down. I've already been on Twitter and talked to a couple of people and said, hey, if we get there, all right, we're there. All right, we're all going. All right. Dude, I would lose my mind. All right. I would lose my mind. Seriously. It'd be the funnest night of my life. I might just take the rest of the week off of work and just stay down there and celebrate. But unfortunately, moving on to the national championship, that is not who I have playing in the national championship. I know I'm an Auburn fan. I love them to death. But I have Kentucky, Arizona, and I like John Calipari and the Kentucky Wildcats to be your national champions with Oscar Tshiebwe, Ty Washington, Xavier Wheeler, Kellen Grady. I think they had the pieces. I think Oscar Tshiebwe, Player of the Year. I think he's going to be a force. He's just bullying people left and right. He can step away from the rim, hit the little mid-range jumper, and then Ty Washington creating, getting to the lane. And I just think Kentucky's too much. D-Lane, what do you think?
Yeah, so I have Kentucky and Auburn. And with, when they first met, the excuse was if Ty was healthy, that Kentucky would have walked into the jungle and they would have beat Auburn. Well, sorry, hey, it didn't happen. Jabari took over when Ty went down, and like D said, big time players made big time plays. Jabari made the plays. By his Instagram post, he said, I can only babysit one at a time, cold blooded. But we will be there, and it will break my heart. But with a healthy Ty, Grady, Toppin, Tshiebwe, I have the Kentucky Wildcats as your 2022 or 2021-2022 national championship or national champions, beating Auburn 78-71, and they will be dancing to One Shining Moment.
DG?
Big time players. Like big time
Let's
players.
go, DG. Let's go.
Big time games. The best player in college basketball when the ball's in his hands gets the job done. The Auburn Tigers win the national championship. I think they come out. They've been hearing all this since they played Kentucky the last time. Kentucky, oh, we beat y'all, but we were up by 10 when Tata went out. That's the only reason y'all beat us. Oh, whatever the excuse may have been. Auburn shows up. They've already beat Arizona. They weren't supposed to get this far anyways. They were supposed to choke as a 2 seed earlier in the tournament. That chip's still right there on that shoulder. Like you said, the number one pick in the draft said he ain't going home early. He shows up and says, hey, look, y'all got all y'all's players here healthy, and I'm still going to beat y'all's ass. Give me the Auburn Tigers. The best team from, in my opinion, the start of the season. Obviously, they struggled a little bit down the stretch, but I think they're the best team almost all year in the best conference. And once again, like I've said several times, big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. Give me the Auburn Tigers 76-67 over Kentucky Wildcats.
Love that, DG. And if they do, you will be getting a FaceTime from me. I'm probably gonna run on the court and hug Jabari Smith.
It's gonna be kind of tough. I don't know if I'm gonna watch the game. I got a baseball game that night.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, pray for rain. Pray for rain.
No. That's an area game. I can't pray for rain.
Oh wow.
Man, I hope DG's bracket plays out. I swear I do. Man. But hell, man, this has been a blast of an episode playing out the bracket. Dude, I think we went like almost 3 hours on this thing. Did we not?
We're like real podcasters now, baby.
Yeah, I mean,
7:30 to 10 o'clock, man. That's 2.5 hours. I ain't even ate dinner.
Oh, wow. Well, hey, we will let D-Lane get off here and go eat dinner. DG, D-Lane, enjoyed it tonight, man. Breaking down the bracket. Had an absolute blast. 2.5 hours of pure cutting up, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate you guys coming on. And, hey, Up-Tempo Podcast, baby. Love it. Check it out. And, guys, we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, happy birthday to the best host out there, baby.
That's a fact.
Appreciate it, DG.
That's a fact. I told you happy birthday this morning, but all right. Talk to you later.
All right, I'll let y'all.
All right.